Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode. I am Michael Petrow, and on the show this week, you've got Rob Strachan, Emily Clarke, and myself doing another Real Talk for you. We review The Last of Us. We review The Menu. We review a show about a talking cat that Emily just loves to watch with her kids, and the name eludes me right now. Plus, we get into characters, and they're actors, who say everything without saying really anything. The silent type, the stoic type, acting without words. We review a list of those. And then we also dig into movies that almost got made but didn't, what they would look like today, made by some of the most well-known directors on the planet. Movies that almost were but never were due to couldn't cast it, financing, what have you. So that's who's on the show. That is what is on the show. Announcement alert. The Real Debaters podcast will be hosting a amazing night of trivia at Little Brown Jug in Winnipeg at the end of April. Date TBD. I just want to let you all know to start marking it on your calendars and being aware of it. The whole cast will be at Little Brown Jug in Winnipeg, Manitoba in Downtown Exchange doing 3 rounds of general movie trivia. If you don't know this shit, you cannot call yourself a cinephile, ladies and gentlemen. Time, price, all that stuff is coming. I promise you. Follow us on our social media, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. There will be a huge announcement there in the next couple days if you're listening to this right now. And then, show up. Bring your movie trivia knowledge. We'll have half of us in the crowd egging you guys on, dropping hints, playing around. We'll have a production. We'll have actual clips to entice you. Maybe we'll jog your memory if you can't figure it out. Then you'll have 4 of us on stage shouting out questions at you with prizes and all that fun stuff. So that's happening at the end of April. Again, social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Fuck TikTok. Sorry if that offends you. But those are the 3 places you can find all that information. And also by subscribing to the show, because we'll keep announcing it each and every week so you don't forget. The Real Debaters, general movie trivia with us, Little Brown Jug. So happy. Cowell, Little Brown Jug. Thank you so much for reaching out. We're super excited to do this. It's our first one. So if you've been to any other firsts we've done, we prep. We're really good at prepping, but the execution, you've been there. You've had fun. So that's it for housekeeping, ladies and gentlemen. I give you Rob. I give you Emily. I give you myself. Talking cats, mushroom head zombies from The Last of Us, actors who don't say anything at all. Yeah, I live silent, Bob. Fuck it. Sue me. I'll cue that reel. And you enjoy the show.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome, everybody, to the official space section of the chart.
The truth! You can't handle the truth!
Sir, you're out of order. Out of order. I show you out of order.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Real Debaters podcast. Welcome back to the show. I'm Michael Petrow, one of your hosts here. We've also got
Robbie Strachan.
And off in the corner,
Emily Clarke.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing?
Hello. You know what? It feels like it's been 3 weeks this week, but it's only been 2 days. It's only Tuesday.
January blues are killing everybody. Like, I hate this fucking
Yesterday
month.
was Blue Monday.
Was it what? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That explains why I ate like 47 cookies and went to bed at 6.
The longest? Is it the longest?
No, more people commit suicide that day than any other day of the year.
Why is that, statistically speaking?
I think it's because it's like the post-Christmas, and it's like it's really dark, and it's just usually the weather sucks, and
the credit card bills have come out.
Maybe, and it's just a culmination of stuff, and it's just, it's statistically not a great day.
And then we get more daylight as we progress, I think, from this point on. Did someone at work may have something like that?
The solstice was like the 21st.
I think you should know this. The 21st is the shortest day, and then it's
I'm off by okay.
It stays the same. It stays the same for 3 days.
Yep,
and then it goes back up. Kind of like how Jesus is resurrected after 3 days.
Are you going to zeitgeist me?
What the
you're
fuck?
You're going to zeitgeist everybody, aren't you?
Jesus is the Son. Jesus is the Son. Is the what? I think we. I hope we didn't lose our Salt Lake City listeners.
Oh, long time ago. Okay, long time ago.
Just from that,
when I started,
I watched Zeitgeist the other day again.
It's online. It's on Tubi.
All
3 of them.
You know what I found? At one point I bought 20 DVDs of it, and when people would come over, I'd be like, hey,
were you just giving it away?
You ever seen this fucking movie? And they're like, what movie is this? I'm like, this is my gift to you.
Just give them away.
I did. I bought a whole bunch of them to give away.
Have you seen Zeitgeist?
I haven't seen it, no. But now that I know.
It.
Oh, Rob, I brought you something.
Oh, that's right.
Is it Zeitgeist?
It's not a fucking.
Oh, cool. What is this?
Conspiracy.
Oh, you know what? And we're going to Mexico in a couple weeks, so she can wear this.
Yeah.
This is dope.
I know.
Fucking empires.
Right?
You want to tell a listener what you gave him?
Yeah, you know, it's a
Is there a video?
hand-me-down from my kids. It's an Adidas bucket hat that's got like the Hoth battle.
It's got
kind of
AT-ATs
scene in
all
the
over that
back.
shit.
Yeah, some like snow walkers and stuff like that. So I think there might be a few like X-wing fighters in there.
When you put that in the chat group, I thought it was like adult size. So I was typing as
I would
you were
not
like,
have given it away if I was adult.
There is
size.
actually no snow speeder on this.
Oh no! Is
For
there?
sure. Shame.
All AT-ATs. All
I
AT-ATs.
thought-
That's okay.
I thought maybe there was like an.
It's got
X-wing
blaster
coming out.
flyers.
Yeah.
maybe Adidas couldn't afford snow speeders.
Maybe.
They couldn't afford all the licensing.
Right.
And
You
I-
get one toy. Pick
I
it.
actually have two somewhere because my daughters are close in age, but I don't know where the.
Oh,
other
you had
one is.
matching ones? That's good.
I
That's
did.
cool.
Yeah.
But they're the same color? Or?
Yeah, they're the exact
Oh,
same.
sweet.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I like that. That's gonna look. Really
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I'll look forward to my copy of Zeitgeist.
I have an extra copy. I have
Perfect.
one extra copy, I believe. Yeah.
You know what, Emily? It's
Do you have a
gonna-
DVD player to still play it in?
At the cabin, I do.
Well, it looks like that's just on heavy motherfucking repeat of the cabinet.
Yeah.
It's raining at the cabinet at Zeitgeist.
It's raining, kids.
Can you-
Zeitgeist time.
Can you
Let's
imagine-
find out about 9/11 conspiracies.
Can you imagine that's the only DVD you have at the cabin, and you're like, "Want to watch a movie tonight?"
It's amazing.
I'm gonna fucking blow your hair back and tell you
Yeah,
what
it's-
Jesus really is.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna watch Zeitgeist, we're gonna drop some mushrooms, and then afterwards we're gonna play Monopoly, and somebody's gonna get mad and flip the board.
Fucking Park Place.
Fucking Lake.
Classic cabin.
No, to give you a crash course in it, it's 3 subjects. It's religion and how the greatest story ever told. First chapter. Control. Then the next one is the man behind the curtain, which is 9/11. And
Okay.
then the third part is the monetary system, and it's the other side of the argument.
And they
the
don't
other side of the
really
conversation.
they dig into the monetary system, into fractional reserve banking and stuff.
Yeah.
But you really got to watch part 2 and 3, and then they really dig deep. They're making part 4 right now.
Really, this is a labor of love too. Like the dude made these over like a 20-year period.
Yeah, what's the guy's name? Joseph.
Intern.
Intern.
Jamie.
I'll look. I'll look it up real quick here.
Yeah, no, it's
Crazy, yeah.
I someone did the same thing. Rob may have been Rob who did it. I don't know, but somebody was like, "You need to see this movie," and like I'm such a sucker for that kind of shit.
Well, it used to be on YouTube.
What? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You're right. That's where I saw it
Yeah.
originally. It was
Yeah.
on
Okay.
YouTube.
But now it's too famous for that.
Well, no, now it's on Tubi.
Peter Joseph. No,
Joseph.
it's on YouTube again too.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. The last
Because I couldn't find my DVD at first, and then so I was watching it on YouTube. You just have to watch commercials if you don't have YouTube Pro.
Yeah, no, I have that because of Jason. Actually, he gave me a family.
Not
access.
anymore. Now you fucking done. Google. You just put that into Google.
Yeah, you just told it. And now somebody
Google now
knows.
knows. Google knows.
Fuck, am I gonna lose my? Am I gonna have to go back to ads?
Yep.
Oh fuck my life. I don't know if I could handle YouTube.
All ads all the time.
Anyways.
Man, YouTube. Once you try YouTube without ads,
Can't go back.
there's no going back.
No, you can't.
I got a 4-month trial when I bought my new phone, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking amazing." And now I watch a lot of YouTube, and I just kept the subscription rolling.
You
God.
know what? What ends up happening is the shit that you're
I
like.
dropped another service to pick it up.
Oh, wow. My kids are. Wait, I shouldn't say that. My younger daughter's obsessed with YouTube and the weirdest content on YouTube. I'll walk in the living room just to watch what she's watching for a second, and it's not like it's inappropriate necessarily, but it makes me dumber while I'm watching it. And I
Sounds like American TikTok.
Yeah, I feel like I should be stopping this from happening as a parent. But
Is she watching regular YouTube or kids YouTube?
no, it's regular YouTube, but it's content directed at kids. So it's
So it's with some of the parental controls on.
yeah, YouTubers playing games and talking about it. Or there's this one where a girl, I guess, kind of narrates stories in TikTok format.
Okay.
I don't know. There's one called My Story Animated, which is just these crazy made up stories of the most wacky out there shit. It's very strange. It's a strange world. And there's all this great content. I'm like, we could be watching Gem and the Holograms.
You know, it's funny that I can't remember. I was watching some kind of short, and I'm not gonna say it was a TikTok anymore because you know what, TikTok's done.
Fuck TikTok.
I think it's all about YouTube Shorts. It's gonna fucking take over.
Couldn't agree with you more.
But they were discussing how this guy said, he goes, Netflix is fucking done. And the guy's like, what do you mean Netflix is done? He's like, fucking YouTube is going to win at the end. At the end of the day, they are uploading so much content that any person off the street is creating for fucking free and just uploading it all day. All they have to pay for is
us.
fucking servers. That's it.
Yeah.
And the server
right?
farms.
And the server farms are already huge in there, and Netflix already has to pay for massive server farms too to support all their shit.
Yeah.
But then they also have to spend billions on creating content.
They don't have the revenue stream that Google has with all their cloud services and workplace shit that Netflix would probably love.
Well,
to have.
Amazon, and Google are like this.
Yeah, they're in bed together. They're scissoring.
Number one advertiser on YouTube. On Google.
Jason's like, hey, do you want YouTube Premium? And I was like, I don't know why I would want this, but I realized that all the shit that I'd be like, I don't want to watch that because I got to go through 4 or 5 ads to get there.
Yep.
Now you'll watch it.
Now I'll watch it.
And I also like that you can turn your phone off and listen to it like a podcast.
Yes.
Oh, you can do that with the Pro?
The premium, whereas with the YouTube, you've
Audio
got to
only.
leave the phone on.
I hate that. That's why
Because it drains your battery.
That's why I don't watch YouTube.
And you can download them just like Spotify and listen to them later.
Sorry, Dan, you just added a $120 subscription a year.
That's all it is. I don't know, man.
I think the family is $16 a month.
Is your life worth the removal of ads is the only question. Everything else.
Do you want your kids not to see any ads at all?
You know, I'd rather they just didn't watch this crap on YouTube.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't watch enough YouTube.
Shouldn't one
to
hand
make it
wishing the
worth
other.
it.
For right now, you don't.
Right now, I don't. But if I bought that, I probably would.
I'm actually finding that I probably it's becoming close to my number one streaming service.
Okay, what do you watch on it?
I just watch a lot of like history and political stuff and those kind of things. Oh, and a lot of videos about ancient civilizations and megalithic structures and that kind of stuff.
The ancient aliens, dude. The
No,
guy with the weird hair?
no.
It's his best friend.
Fuck
Him
that.
and him, they're fucking tight. Those two.
I watch a bunch of like F1 commentary content, like people
That's
who
cool.
are people
Yeah.
who, on YouTube. Yeah, people.
But
who
that's
do
the thing. Like that's what YouTube is for.
Yeah,
New rock stars.
Yeah.
new rock stars.
Those are my Those are my movie gods.
'Kay.
Right. That
Yeah.
like you watch what you hobby. You watch what you want to learn. You don't necessarily watch a show each week. You just watch what you're interested in,
That's true.
and then like subscribe to. Like you want to learn about woodworking. You want to learn about like die casting.
Say
like,
you're really
it's-
into pool. You watch like Joe
Right.
Rogan. That's what he does. He just in his spare time he watches YouTube videos of people playing pool. Not my jam, but he fucking loves it because he loves pool.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, maybe you're into fucking learning how to whittle shit or fucking woodwork, like you said. Or
Yeah.
honestly, one thing I watch a lot of videos on, and this is gonna sound ridiculous.
Please let's.
I love watching videos of people pressure washing, cleaning stuff.
Oh,
I
lots of people
fucking
like that.
love it.
That's
I
that.
love it.
It makes you feel so good inside.
It
doesn't
makes me feel so good inside.
I know what it would be. I would be watching
Like pressure washing like a really dirty driveway and shit. Love that.
I would be watching extraction videos, like pimple popping.
I
Yes.
watch those sometimes too.
But I watch. So right now, my entire. If anyone ever like went on my Instagram and was like, "What does Emily follow?" It's like 90% pimple popping and like 10% like radical left wing like nonsense, and then like some naked girls. And there's like not
So
much of them
naked
at all.
girls, woke as fuck, and then weird, disgusting extraction of bodily functionally
Here's-
fluids.
100%. Oh, and everybody who's ever been on The Bachelor.
That's true. She's a bachelor fucking
Bachelor
she's a bachelor
and
stan.
bachelor?
Yeah,
Correct.
Bachelor and Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, the bachelor umbrella.
Were you upset when Chris is no longer the host?
I didn't like the way that they went about it. To be fair,
Nobody likes being canceled.
I don't really want to talk about this.
Yeah.
We can move on. Here,
No,
I'll
was
tell
he
you-
actually canceled?
You know what?
What happened?
He didn't do.
I actually want to know.
He didn't do what people. So there was.
I can't speak to this.
There was a girl who was. There's a girl who won The Bachelor.
'Kay.
And The Bachelor was a black guy. It was like the first black guy to ever be The Bachelor. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Like maybe the second. And
I think it was probably I think there's only been one.
might
and
have
only.
been the first.
There's been a black woman and a black man for sure. Maybe two black women. I think just one. So anyway, she.
We all know that because we're speaking singular.
Yeah.
That's the shitty thing.
Yeah.
But go on. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're right. But so they had a picture of her like in college at like a Dixie like party. So they
Oh,
were
it was
dressed
a
up like
Dixieland thing,
plantation, like plantation, Old South. Like,
Oh, okay.
At a big
Don Johnson
plantation
in-
house, and like
Denver.
like look at me, I own slaves. Basically, was what it was. And so the internet went crazy, and obviously she was like, okay, sorry about this. And I guess the way that they framed the conversation was she kind of tried to explain it away as like it's a product of its time. Like at the time, we didn't see anything wrong with it. Like I know better now and blah, blah, blah. But I guess Chris Harrison was like, yeah, I guess like he agreed with it. He's like, I could understand how you wouldn't.
So he got canceled for that?
So,
Yep.
yeah, he basically was he got canceled.
That's everything
as an
that's
interviewer.
fucking wrong with everything right now.
I just it was being like people said it was like racist apologetic, and it may have been. I don't know. I struggle with it because to take someone's whole career away. If he had been the one who said it, that's totally different, right? If he had been like, oh,
Did he apologize after too?
Yeah, he's like, that's not.
Then
what
what
I
the
meant to do.
fuck? People are allowed to make a mistake.
Like he
and
was just in the interviewing. He was trying to give and take.
He was doing his job, and it
Yeah.
was a live taping. Or was it the live thing at the end, or was it?
Yeah,
a tape?
it was live. But you know what? It's
Okay.
at the end of the day, it's not. It's not.
Was
to
it really live, or was there a 5-second
Well,
delay?
yeah, and it's not to me to
Bet you he
decide,
wishes it
right?
was.
Like, I don't get to say what's racist and what isn't because I'm not the target of racism. So it's not to me to decide whether or not it was racist. Yeah, but it's a bummer because he seemed to be a good guy, but the franchise in general is problematic.
Shit.
Yeah, like sexist, racist, homophobic,
Misogynistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know what I watch on YouTube? Like, what your pressure.
I mean,
washing videos?
Bachelorette is basically just like it's like
It's a pimp show.
It's like a PG version of Bukkake.
It's Bukkake without the Bukkake.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It's Bukkake without the Bukkake. I like that.
So
That'll be their song. Bachelorette.
I
The
really,
Bukkake without the Bukkake.
That's the tagline. I really enjoy watching trained Japanese sushi artists take apart a whole tuna.
Oh, that's cool.
oh,
Like one of those big giant fucking ones?
Like a fucking
Like the
Tunas are
500
huge.
pound
yeah,
ones?
like a
Tunas are massive.
200, 300 pound yellowfin
Yeah.
from like out of the water to ready to roll, literally.
Like out of the water or out of the freezer?
like in the Japanese like fish market where they
Yeah.
go and buy it and then they cart it and they take it to the
Do you know
restaurant.
Mitsubishi owns that fucking giant fucking fish market?
Really?
Weird, right?
Like the stupid crazy one in Japan
That
that
is
everybody.
weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe fact check me on that. But
I thought you were gonna say like trains, but you were saying trained.
I thought it was going to be about trains too. I was like,
I-
all right, I
yeah,
like kind of like
trains.
I like
Oh,
trains.
I love Thomas. Everybody's a diesel. Anybody else seen Bullet Train here?
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah, it's
diesel.
a-
You're
yeah.
a diesel.
Yeah, it was pretty though.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, yeah, you know, when I look on YouTube, it's generally because I have to do something that I realize like I've committed to, but have no concept of how to actually accomplish.
sure.
So like, I'll
You're
be
vicariously living through.
Yeah. Okay. So here's an example. I said I would do a shoot with a friend who's trying to do some stuff with her brand, and she's like, "Okay, can you do this style makeup?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." Like, huge problem. I don't know how to do makeup at all, like even on a regular basis. So I'm just gonna YouTube it, and that's or hair. When I'm like, "Oh, I should go out and do something with my hair," instead of just put it in a ponytail, and then I'll Google. Or I'll go on YouTube and I'll be like hairstyles. Hairstyles,
Yeah.
easy.
I'm always finding a mistake to fix. Like I didn't read the instructions or I'm trying to cheat the game level.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like how to get past Mario World 6-2, right?
Fitness stuff.
There you go.
I do fitness stuff on YouTube if
Yeah.
I want to try some like different yoga. Or
Fitness
something, or, like, a
and
workout.
pussy pimples.
Pimples
Or-
and fitness.
You know, you describe a sore part of your body and you're looking for a stretch.
Yeah.
Okay, so Japan consumes 80% of all the bluefin tuna caught around the world, and much of it is sold by Mitsubishi.
Fact checked himself.
I love that he did it himself.
Yeah, he's like, you guys should fact check me. Just
Like
kidding.
I
I'll
want
do
this
it."
to stay in. I'm going to fact check it right now.
Perfect.
Okay, listener. I think we're warmed up. Let's step off this mortal coil and go on to the fake world, shall we? So you guys are in for a treat this week. It's another Real Talk, second one of the month. So let's not even tell them what we're going to tell them. Let's just get into it.
Are we going to talk about what we watched?
Of course we are. Do you want to go first? Or do you want Emily go first?
I'll go first.
All right, you go first.
We probably watch the same thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just
We're
talk.
all turning into one
let's-
person.
Okay, let's just talk about the one show and the one thing that pretty much everybody fucking watched, The Last of Us.
All right, talk about it.
Okay, like I never played the video game. I don't have time to play vids, and but I was excited about this because of Pedro Pascal, and it's HBO, and it's got a big budget, and there's lots of hype behind it. Everyone said it looks really awesome, so I watched it, and I was fucking impressed. And I love that dystopian, post-apocalyptic world.
Talk to me. Bruce.
And you know, it was great.
Have you
I have not. I haven't seen any of it.
played the games?
Well, there's only
No.
one episode so far.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was the second season or something.
No.
Okay, I'll go watch
But I
it.
did see that one scene with his daughter, and that's all I'm going to say,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to do any kind of spoilers. And they showed like the exact same cutscene played out from the video game, and they played them together at the same time.
Oh, you caught one of those clips.
And I was just like,
Nice.
holy fuck! Like it is just like I have to give the showrunners huge props for really capturing the essence of that game and what made that game such a success.
I will tell you that Neil Druckmann, if that's how you pronounce his name, is the guy who made the video game. He's also the guy making the show.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
So it's not like R.R. Martin as a executive producer and we go, hey, what should we do here? He's
Yeah,
like,
but if George R.R. Martin had done it, it would have taken like 70
we all know,
years
yeah,
to
we'd
make
never get a
8
fucking
seasons.
show. But because he's like he's head chair, he gets to make the calls.
That's
so
cool.
he's like, all right, here's where I want to give more story, and
Yeah.
here's where we have to stay to the game.
I'm excited that what's her I'm brain farting on her name from The Fringe is in it.
Anna Torva.
Anna Torva. I was really surprised. I was like,
Mindhunter, that's where I came to know her. As I didn't watch Fringe. I watched Mindhunter when she's the doctor. Oh, you playing that game? What didn't I watch? I didn't watch Fringe. I know.
what?
I know. Is that what Josh Jackson? Is that
Dude,
what Fringe
it's
was?
so good.
I've
The
heard
fifth
it's
season
good.
was a little rushed because they kind of like were running out of money and they were trying to clean it all up. But dude, it's fucking dope.
Anyways, yeah, Anna Torva is who you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's great. She's awesome.
You've never seen Fringe?
He's not going to be able to get over this.
He almost left, I think.
I know.
I wrote it on my little hand computer. Watch Last of Us.
It's you know what? It's to his point. It's if you liked. Here we go. Without ruining it. Actually, no. This is going to come out way after, so we can get into a little bit of it here. If you like Children of Men,
Yes.
okay, then you'll like this. If you like The Walking Dead,
Yes.
you'll like this. Like it's dystopian. There's a disease. There's a change in humanity's science, and then there's the rest of us.
That's one
The
thing.
Last
That's
of
one
Us.
thing Michelle said because we watched it, and she's like, "Oh, it's a little bit too much like Walking Dead." I said, "It is, but it's kind of cut from a different jib. So just give it a, you know."
And Shauna said the same thing. How funny that,
Yeah.
and I said, the only difference will be is that the people who get infected have a physical change. They turn into some sort of alien species. It's not like they reanimated and they're just running people. They evolve. And I believe.
Don't tell me anymore.
I've never played the game either.
Don't
I'm going off of
tell me anything.
48 hours of news right now.
I don't want to know.
Did you cry in the scene?
I did.
It's gonna make me cry.
It's gonna break your heart. I didn't cry because because all you guys said you cried, and then I'm like, hey, I'm just waiting to
Because
cry.
you're emotionless.
No, I fucking cry. Okay, I cry. Shauna walks back in the room every time, and I'm like under my glasses.
I think for
trying
me,
to remove the tears that I'm embarrassed by.
I mean, I'm a dad. I have a daughter, and it just really.
Oh no, it's kid crying.
It really
Oh.
it struck a chord
How
because
about-
that to me is like got to be one of the fucking hardest things ever.
How about 20 years later when you see Joel Pestel's character like dropping, and then that van pulls up. Spoiler alert, the van pulls up, and then it's rooted in this, Emily. I'll give you the Coles notes, okay? So in 68 or 64, somewhere around there, two scientists on TV talking about how if the climate on the planet rises just a few degrees, what will end us will be a fungal infection, not a virus. And the temperature has to rise so that the fungal infection can host inside of us.
That's
It's
actually
warm
not.
enough.
That's actually not correct. What it basically is that if the
Here's the
if
science
if the
because he does
world
have a biology degree.
if the world warms, it'll force it could force a mutation within fungi
Thank you.
that would allow them to adapt to be able to live within the body
Okay.
because they typically cannot live in an environment that is above 94 degrees Fahrenheit.
And they reference when fungal infections get
And I don't even know if
inside
that's
of us.
accurately true from science. I just remember
Yeah,
the scene.
yeah.
Okay.
But then they reference the fact that if this fungal virus gets in us, it can take over our brain and
Similar
make
to
us-
those ants that basically
Zombie ants.
the zombie ants.
Oh, when they get driven, or like that episode.
And then
of
we'll just leave it at
Futurama-
that.
Yeah.
The episode of Futurama where Fry gets the worms and they make him really smart.
Yeah,
Just like
kind of,
that?
but
Okay.
but the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is that is where it all starts. That's what it's embedded in. And then
Okay.
flash 20 years later after it's like all this stuff. And it's well written, pulls at your heartstrings. It's super it's shot in Calgary. Looks fucking unbelievable. Calgary and the
cool.
surrounding rural areas.
Oh, they
Listener-
shot in Calgary. That's
Listener, I just want to tell you because now I can say this without maybe eating shit from somebody I know in the film industry, but it was supposed to be shot here.
Really?
Oh, really?
And some shit that I would be speaking out of turn on if I spoke anymore. Some shit inside of a government department they fucked up royally
Mm.
and didn't get back to them in enough time because they're the government. They go, who the fuck are these film people? And they took their $250 million budget and spent $100 million of it in Alberta for the last 2 years.
Wow.
Filming in the pandemic, mind you. Like this is a total pandemic produced
which
show.
is insanely extra expensive.
Yeah, way more
Yeah.
expensive because you had the fucking full on COVID patrol on a set.
So they didn't film it in Boston?
No, right? Yeah. So Canadian made film, and the casting. What the fuck's?
Well, I wouldn't say Canadian made, Canadian location.
Canadian located. Well, no, Canadian made. Canadian IATSE union. Canadian, like set people. Canadian
Is the production company Canadian?
No, but
So then it's not
that's who
Canadian
made it. It's Canadian made because we're
No, it's made in Canada.
Rob, all these people live in Canada. They
Made-
made
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
Made
I'm
by
I'm
Canadians.
sorry. Is the Apple iPhone, which is made in China, made by a Chinese? Is it a Chinese company or an American company?
Okay, I'm just.
Thank you.
Okay, American.
Okay, hang on.
made by
Hang
Chinese
on.
people?
Let me get my brain around that too. Where are we here? What mineral is being illegally mined to make this?
That would be cobalt.
So
So watch Rogan's interview with that guy. I can't remember his name, but
I
he
saw
shows a
it.
bunch of
I saw
videos.
it.
And you're
It's
just like,
fucking-
holy fuck.
It's still happening today. Okay, Emily, can you?
And we're all
intern,
guilty. So there's nobody immune from that.
What's her face? She played Mormont's niece, Jorah Mormont's, I guess, niece in Game of Thrones. What the fuck is her name? She's the girl who's infected. The one that you were like, I
Oh,
don't
with the
really like-
grayscale?
Yeah, not with the grayscale. No. The she was like the little. She was the head of a house. She was head of House Mormont. The very end.
Oh, was that her?
That's Helly.
You're talking about that's the girl that's the infected girl?
the
in
infected girl who you didn't. You were
She,
like,
I don't know. She just,
did she rub you the wrong way?
it's just, her character just seems obnoxiously like
Oh,
fake.
she's so fucking like Gen Z. It hurts. Like,
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I don't-
And I'm sure I'll grow into it, but there was just, and I think you're supposed to be off put by her character and think she's annoying and want to punch her in the face.
Wow.
Let's see. Did you find
Okay,
it?
I've got her so far. It's Leanna Mormont.
Yeah, the girl who played Leanna
Yeah,
Mormont.
she's just
yeah.
a character where you're just like, oh, come on.
Well, she feels like a throwaway character at first, but then you find out like the big fucking twist, which
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey.
Okay,
That's
cool.
who's playing
yeah,
her. We're
we're gonna figure it all out.
I know
It's
we are.
coming.
It's gonna be fun.
It's coming.
How many? How many? What do you want to rate it out of 10?
Mushrooms.
How many fungi out of 10?
So far,
Yeah.
I'll give it a solid 9.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
me too.
Ooh.
I totally will too.
Yeah,
Go watch
I
it,
was
listener.
Very captivated.
Yeah, and it. Yeah, I love a time jump. God, do I love a time jump? Right, when you can condense and because a time jump is the cheapest way to make a fucking anything. Right, you're like, I don't have to do anything. I'm just going to explain it in exposition. But when they do a really good time jump and it like the last sentence of this 20 years later coming true, that Nostradamus shit, so good. I'll go last because I've already chewed up enough time here. Emily.
Wait. We'll
She watched more than one
Oh,
thing.
you got more than one thing. Sorry. Go.
I want to talk about something.
Dump it, man. Put it out there. Put it out there.
Because I don't see a lot of movies in the theater anymore,
I know.
unless it's with my
Ooh.
kid.
Ooh, what'd you see?
So I saw Puss and Boots,
Oh my god, my daughter's dying to see that.
and gonna be really honest with you, it was really fucking good.
I've heard nothing. But
Like
I've heard that.
I was thoroughly impressed. They kind of they changed the animation up for all like the fight scenes a little bit to kind of give it like a little bit of an anime kind of feel.
Okay.
And I don't know, I liked it.
How's Antonio Banderas?
It's funny. It's
What's the story? Give us in a nutshell.
basically he's a cat. He only gets 9 lives, and he's on his last life, right? He dies, and he goes and sees a doctor, and he's like, I'm fine. I got lots of lives, and he's like, Puss, I don't think you have. And he goes through, and he's like, you're on your last life. You need to become a lap cat, and he like goes to become a lap cat, and then it's about him like coming back out of retirement and becoming Puss in Boots and overcoming his fear of someone of the Grim Reaper coming to get him. It's good.
So it's a lesson about like life and death and retirement and
And
twilight years.
humility and all that kind of stuff, and not being, owning your fears and and your own mortality and all that kind of good stuff.
That's a heavy themed cartoon.
Well, I mean, that's if you dig deep into
I
it,
know.
but it's also just fun.
That's what I do
My
when I go
daughter
see
is
cartoons.
now
Time.
obsessed with Puss in Boots. She has this belt sash thing she puts on, and
Aw.
we got a feather and we taped it to a hat, and she's got a sword and
Love it.
I do live now in my life. I do live for the Lucy and Rob movie report. Like it is something that I enjoy a lot.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Both of you, because you've seen all the Puss in Boots. Do you think Antonio Banderas just hung on to that role so that one day someone's like, "You want to play Zorro again?" He's like, "I'm still relevant." You know what I mean? Like,
Can I be honest
Yeah.
with you? He's better as Puss in Boots than he was as Zorro.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
great.
for
Puss in
sure.
Boots
Yeah.
is better than Zorro.
I agree, but it's
There's more depth to the character in the now.
It's such
there's gonna be people that are like they love the book and blah blah blah, but I really love Puss in Boots.
no. I'm not saying anything that Puss in Boots is less than Zorro. Zorro's a cheesy swashbuckling character, but I just wonder. they went to him. And
No,
it was-
Antonio Banderas does it because it's fun.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he really enjoys it. Like it comes across in the character, the promos he does for the movie,
And the songs he sings,
Yeah,
and
oh,
like
yeah.
it's just
I think
he
he's just having
likes
fun
the.
now.
It's like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy doesn't play donkey just for the money. He does it because it's fun.
yeah,
does it for
the
waffles.
same reason Antonio Banderas was in the Spy Kids movies. I'm pretty sure, like just because he
that's a
was like,
stretch.
he's like, this sounds like fun. No, they're fun. They're fun movies.
No, he's the kind of guy he just likes to do that. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like The Rock when The Rock did the Tooth Fairy movie, and everyone's like,
Yes.
"Why the fuck did you do this movie?" He goes, "I did it for my daughter." And everyone's like, "Okay."
Oh, that's why he did it. I didn't know that.
yes.
I love
Aw.
everything that The Rock is in. I love it.
Yeah, you
Top
love-
to bottom, his movies are hilarious, even when they're not supposed to be hilarious. He's great.
What was the
He's
what's
great.
that one? Skyscraper, the one where he's got like the fake
He
leg
just
in
like
it.
jumps off of
I
buildings and on helicopters.
I don't know. I watched like the first couple minutes. And I was like, "Fuck this shit."
So good.
San
So
Andreas
good.
was good.
The
though. I loved San
the
Andreas.
other thing that I've watched, and I'll just say this because there's another thing with my kid,
Keep it coming.
is I've watched the original Avatar twice
Ugh.
in the last like 4 days in preparation of watching the movie in the theater.
Do you have everything covered?
Don't be a hater.
I am a hater.
Yeah, we hated before together.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it yet either.
No,
have you? Yeah.
no.
No.
I-
Fuck
Like
that
the
guy.
new one?
No, definitely not.
Why? Because you don't like curmudgeon-y old white guys that direct movies?
That and
Well, there goes half the cinema.
no, it was just the first movie. Like I don't know, it was
Which maybe is the problem. I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah,
I was
there's
so,
a lot of this.
I was so ready for the first movie to be so good, right? He's like, I'm so creative. This is a groundbreaking story. There's a groundbreaking effects, and like maybe the effects were really good, but I was like, boy meets girl, boy works for company, boy wants planet resources, boy tries to like destroy a planet for a
So
company, boy meets girl, falls in love with a fairy kind of thing. Like it's just Fern Gully. I'm watching Fern Gully.
So you're upset that
Red light.
you're upset that it uses one of the 7 story themes that
Movie
all movies in
I'm
Hollywood
upset,
embody.
I'm upset after the hype being like, there's nothing ever like this been done before. It's so original. It's so like, I'm such a genius.
I don't think he ever alluded to like the story being that cutting edge, but I think the whole world that he built and the cinematics, and you also have to think back too, like that movie is like when you're watching it today, 14 years later, right? It still looks like on fucking point.
It
Does
fucking
it?
So when
Alright.
we watched that in 2009, and it would like such a leap head of anything CGI related, like they spent 2 years just doing CGI on that movie.
Yeah.
And that was the first, like, they just did, he pushed so much attack, and it was just, you
yeah,
know.
I can get
and
what
I-
I did. It's just the only movie I've ever fallen asleep in the theater during.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
You
I
never
was
seen
so
The
bored.
Postman? You never seen The Postman?
Yeah. Want to watch Mail for 3 hours? And
Yeah.
I don't mean like the good-looking kind. I mean the kind you deliver on horseback. No, I know I'm going to go into it and I'm going to be like, fuck, this is such a visual masterpiece. I know.
It's also going to be the first movie probably in 8 years that it's actually going to look good in 3D.
that too, and it's fun. The first time I saw Avatar, I really enjoyed like going through the woods and flying on the whatever the fuck those things are.
I don't think it was meant to be a groundbreaking story. Like, you're not supposed. It's not winning best screenplay. That's not what fucking Avatar is.
No, but when he gets nominated by the Golden Globes for Best Director, I'm like, you directed a bunch of people in motion cap.
Exactly, which is not fucking easy to conceptualize and get those actors to believe they are where they are and to act the way they are, to embody the scene so that you captivate the audience in such a way.
Yeah, I'll give this to you on anybody else. Anybody else.
You're just fucking angry. We talked about this pre-show. You just have this fucking bee in your bonnet, and get over it, man. Get over it.
I have a cunt in my
Dude,
Cameron.
Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss.
We can back catalog all day long.
fucking Titanic.
That's my problem. Is it's so like Avatar was like, okay, I get it. You want to step outside the bounds of what you've made.
Yeah.
And like he really is. He's man against machine, man against nature.
He also
Like,
said a
his-
year after the original Avatar came out, a year after, they announced that they were making 3 more movies. He's just been waiting for the right time because he had to go like explore the bottom of the ocean and like try to bring the Titanic up and all that shit. You know, now he had the time, and now he was also waiting for the tech to catch up a little bit because he wanted to do a few more things. And he's the kind of guy, he's patient. because he was already writing. He already had the plan for Avatar when he was doing Titanic, but he knew that the CGI and the tech wasn't there yet. So he's a patient man, and he waits for the tech to catch up to his vision before he can make it.
Ladies and gentlemen, to donate to the James Cameron Clause, send money to the Real Debaters PayPal for Rob. He'll make sure it gets.
Anyway, I just don't think everyone should just shit on it, right?
Hey, man, I get it. I get it.
He
And
worked
I'm
hard,
willing,
and he should feel good about that.
Yeah. Now, is he a curmudgeony old white guy? Yeah, for sure.
I
he
will
is.
agree. I'm perfectly fine in saying.
Does he have like a weird obsession with the Titanic and like those robotic like little fucking submarines? Yeah, it's weird, but he's rich, so he can do that shit.
I am fully aware I'm letting my emotions get in the way of experiencing something that's probably going to be a really good time. I'm aware of that. And
you also said too earlier that you didn't like it because he's like anti-streaming, and then I came back and I basically said, but you have a fucking
I want to
boner.
relive this right now.
You have a boner for Nolan, and Nolan like won't even film in digital, or refuses to use CGI unless he absolutely has to.
And Fincher refuses using film, and I'm still a big fan of film. And
I get it.
You know, I mean, who uses film anymore? It's too expensive. But okay, all right. How many swashbuckling rapiers do you give Puss in Boots?
I gave it a solid 8.
Solid 8.
Yeah.
And what are the other voices in it? I didn't.
John Maloney does
Maloney?
Mulaney. Sorry, John Mulaney.
Fellini.
Mulaney does the voice of the put your thumb in the pie guy.
Oh, Little Boy Blue.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
no.
Little Boy Blue is like, come blow your horn. I don't know. Anyway, he and
Tom
then
Thumb, little Tom Thumb.
yeah, something like that.
It
Anyway,
is now.
it's the pie guy, right? And then he was hilarious, and he's
Little
like
Jack Horner.
Jack Horner. Thank you. Sat in his corner eating. Yeah,
Here all week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, Emily, you go next because I do this. I would do this once a week.
I watched also a kids movie with my kids, The Amazing Maurice and His Educated Rodents, which is a brand new
Is that
movie.
the title?
Yep. Well, it's actually based on a Terry Pratchett book called
Okay.
The Amazing Maurice, or The Amazing Maurice.
So
and
what
His
makes
Educated
Maurice
Rodents.
amazing?
He's a talking cat.
Sure.
So played by Hugh Laurie,
Okay.
no less.
Okay.
Fuck yes.
Yes, it's very, very good.
So he's curmudgeon-y?
Speaking of curmudgeon.
Yeah, speaking of curmudgeon, yeah. And Amelia Clarke.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes.
Daenerys.
Yes, Amelia Clarke plays the lead female character, who is this young girl
Stop
in
typecasting her.
the village.
I don't have much to go on.
She's a young girl who lives in the village, and she lives her life like it's a story. So she thinks everything is a plot line, and so she gets very excited about the plot line that she's in and what's going to happen next. And I don't know if you've ever read any Terry Pratchett, but
What else has he done?
a ton of things. He's most famous for the Discworld series of books. So if you ever see
Oh,
things
okay.
referring to the world with on the back of a giant tortoise that's floating through space, and it's got on the two elephants, and you see
Sure.
that sometimes it's
Yeah.
referred to a lot in literature and stuff like that.
Is
But
it fantasy that he
Yeah,
writes?
yeah.
That's the
it's
premise of
fantasy.
Strange World.
That really, yeah.
yeah. So it is fantasy, and he wrote a lot with he wrote a lot with Neil Gaiman as well before Pratchett died. He wrote a lot with Neil Gaiman.
Did he write like the 70s and 80s?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I've heard.
Prolific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you ever have a chance to read the Discworld books, they're exceptional. They're amazing. Actually, The Watch that came out like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Is a show based on a Terry Pratchett book. But he's very interesting as an author. He's one of those people that's just it's crazy to read, and it's all these crazy things happening, and you have no idea how it all ties together until like the very end. But you love it, or I do anyway. And so The Amazing Maurice did an excellent job of that in the movie. Brought all of the like quirkiness and silliness and I don't know, wackiness of Terry Pratchett to the screen, and I loved it.
Is that Terry with a Pratchett with a P?
Is that Terry with a P?
Pratch.
Where is it playing?
I'm texting that to myself.
I don't know yet.
Did you stream it?
Yeah, we.
Okay.
Well, we
Disney,
got our hands on
Apple.
it.
Okay. All right. You streamed it.
Netflix.
Yeah.
We streamed it. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where, but
Torrent.
But it was really, really, really good, and so I highly recommend it. And the kids loved it, and the kids they're 9 and 11, so it was a good. Those are the good ages for that.
Talking cat.
Sweet.
That's fun.
Couple younger would probably be okay, but you know what? Older was good too. It's fun for the whole damn family.
Whole fam damly.
Exactly.
Did you and Dan crush anything? Any TV? Any bullshit?
You know what? We finished the second and blessedly final season of The Immortal Iron Fist.
Oh, you put yourself through that?
You know, I really liked the first season, actually. And I found the character of, like, the brother and sister there, the Rand
Didn't see it.
siblings.
So you're not surprised that it got canceled?
You know, with a cliffhanger like that, I was kind of surprised. But no, I'm not surprised. But I actually found...
But just because the cliffhanger was good, was the rest of the season leading up to it worth it?
It
Doesn't
About up
sound like it.
The
No.
rest of the
It
cliff,
was-
not just the end.
I thought the first season was good. Actually, I really enjoyed the first season. The second season, though, it was long and drawn out. And I did think some of the acting was good, but it wasn't the primary acting. It was the like peripheral acting, like the
Subplots.
yeah.
It was all the extras were incredibly good.
Honestly, the Rand siblings, like the secondary characters, were excellent.
Like cashier at the deli was awesome.
All the tertiary and quaternary characters, as well as the extras, were exceptional.
Pretty much, yeah.
But all the leads and supporting cast sucked.
Well, they just tried to draw out the story for too long, and that happens a lot. I find in the Marvel shows. So, like, you could do it instead of 12 episodes, you could have done it in 8. There was a whole bunch of stuff. In the
That's
middle.
Jimmy's complaint too.
And
He's
then, but then there's other shows that they only do 8, and you should get fucking 13.
Yeah, okay, but Iron Fist isn't one of them. But then we started the I guess season 3 of Daredevil, and so I feel much better now.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have 24 episodes of Daredevil in the first season.
I am looking forward to more Daredevil.
Like, what is it, 1997? Like 24 episodes of a show?
Yeah,
What are you doing now?
yeah, it's gonna be
Like, the
crazy.
budgets have all been recalibrated to do.
Are they
10,
annoyingly
8
short though? Are they 25 minutes?
No, I think they're the 45 to 54 range.
Yeah, they're 45. There is a lot. I've noticed a
Oh.
lot of monologuing right at the beginning of this season of Daredevil, and so
Because he's blind.
that is why. Yeah, no, I mean from every character. I'm like, and now it's time for Foggy's
Because
monologue.
that's how he figures out where everybody.
Now it's time for Karen's monologue.
Echolocation.
Well, no, I just feel like even in the Daredevil comics, he's always kind of narrating his story and perspective. I think that's just the way
Yeah.
it's kind of conveyed.
Yeah.
So,
Which is
yeah.
fun, and I'm really loving it. So
Matt Murdock.
and I
Matt
think he
Murdock,
also has to explain to the reader or to the viewer his perspective on
Oh,
how
yeah.
he views
Yeah.
the world, because he can't really convey that with visuals.
yeah,
This is what I see.
You
Fade
know,
to black.
so I think there's that's why you need more of that in that
Yeah.
type of story.
That's cool.
Because he's obviously being blind, he's not able. Anyway,
I get it.
you
I get
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying, right?
No, it's
I'm
it's
chugging
yeah.
along towards.
No, maybe I'm
the
totally wrong on that, but that's
Defenders.
my interpretation.
No. I watched
I've never
the-
seen the Daredevil TV show though. I'm just going by Ben Affleck movie
Oh
and
God,
comics.
no.
Well, comics would be the original lore, so you're
Yeah.
totally
Comics,
fucking
yeah.
fine there. How many seeing eye dogs that he doesn't need out of 10 do you give him?
For the first couple episodes of Daredevil, I think like it's a solid 7. Like,
Solid 7?
yeah, like
That's
it's
good.
definitely worth watching, but not if you're not like super into Marvel.
I
you know?
hear, because it's 3 seasons, right?
Yeah, something
Okay.
like that. This is my thought.
I hear this
What's the
is
actor's name again? That's what's his name?
the guy who plays Matt Murdock.
Yeah, he's now in.
He's the
like,
guy that's in Stardust,
he's-
which is my favorite movie that
Oh,
he's in.
Have you read those books?
No.
That book, the Stardust book.
I'm
Stardust is
interning.
So
Okay.
good. Neil Gaiman. Hey.
Oh yeah, it is Neil
Circles
Gaiman.
around.
That's right.
Read it. Yeah, no, he's also in. He's been introduced into Spider-Man now, right? He was the
He's really good in Boardwalk Empire.
He's Spider-Man's lawyer.
Spider-Man's lawyer.
Heard you needed a lawyer, Peter Parker.
He's really good in Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire. Stardust is so good.
Stardust is amazing.
I just want to go home and read it now. It's very good. You should definitely read it. Your daughter might like it, actually. Like if she can sit, maybe she's a little bit young, but if she can sit through,
she's too young still.
If she
I'm
can sit
I'm
through
I'm
the
waiting
read
to
out
the
louds.
point. I'm waiting to the point where I can read her The Hobbit. That's what I'm very.
we did that last
excited
year.
About.
Yeah, it was.
But
good.
I figure probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
What about you, Mikey?
What did I watch? I'm still trying to figure out who plays Matt Murdock. I got it right here. I'm just.
I can't remember the guy's name. I can see him. Do you want me to find it?
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox.
But Matt Murdock can't see you.
What I watched? Hang on, let me check the screen. Okay, yeah. We chewed the last of us. Okay, I'll go over.
At
What do you want? You
are, you
want
gonna, are you going to talk about Wednesday?
No.
Oh, I watched that, but not this week. But
No.
a couple weeks ago.
I'm gonna dance with my hands. You want me to talk about the menu? You want me to talk about Triangle of Sadness? Because both of them.
Both, yeah.
Okay. The menu is fantastic.
Is that it? What is it? Show me.
Ralph Fiennes, Anna Taylor-Joy,
It's about a library.
Nicholas Holtz.
Oh.
It's a library with lots of books. About 7 courses.
They
of
call the
books.
menu the card catalog.
The Dewey Decimal System. Let's go check the menu. Where's the book?
Why do we have to use a card catalog? Don't you own a computer? Now we will tabulate your
your
using
late
this
fees.
abacus.
Let's add up those late fees on the abacus.
I have no idea what happened.
Okay, that's fine.
There was a lot of analog jokes.
Rob and me could do that for about an hour if nobody stopped us. Okay, the menu's great. It's on Disney. It's Fox Searchlight. It is about a fancy restaurant. It's $1,250 a plate, and there are 4 or 5 tables with different people from different walks of life, all there for the same reason. And as the menu is served out throughout the evening, you find out that the chef has nefarious reasons.
I love it.
And Ralph Fiennes plays the perfect, weird Michelin-starred chef.
Pronounce his name.
Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes? Rafe.
Rafe.
Is it Rafe? It's spelled R-A-L-F though.
He says it. He pronounces it Rafe.
That's he can. I will do whatever he wants. So Rafe.
Did
head
you hear
chef,
that, Rafe?
Is it Rafe?
Whatever you want, Voldemort.
It's Rafe, right?
So it's beautifully shot. It plays. It's Adam McKay. So it's Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
It's Vice. It's that humor in really fucked up places. It's a lovely takedown of the rich and the wealthy and the assholes of life. Like if you want to watch people get revenge. But what ends up, the mystery is, how do we pronounce his full name is Ralph Nathaniel. Holy shit. Ralph Nathaniel Twilston Wickham Faines. And Ralph is pronounced Rafe to rhyme with safe. How do they buried the fucking lead on how many names Rafe has? So
I think you've got a 2 middle name limit, and
You
after
do.
2 middle names, you are pretentious as fuck.
It's not your fault. That's just what your parents named you.
And
Maybe
Your
your
parents are pretentious as fuck.
and your parents' parents and your parents'
Jinx.
parents. Okay, back to the menu. So
I didn't want to be here anyway. It's fine.
here's your list. You've got a foodie wannabe, which is Nicholas Holtz's character. You've got 3 venture capitalists who are absolute douchebags. You have an aging actor who's lying to his personal assistant. You have an elderly couple who could give a fuck about being there. You have the chef's mother off in the corner, pissed and drunk as fuck the entire movie.
Is it a murder mystery?
It's a murder mystery.
Love it. Oh, did we not? None of us said Glass Onion.
Is
it coming?
I saw it.
Okay, good. Me
But
too.
I just talked about it.
I saw it.
before. But
I loved it. I love a lot.
it's in the same vein as Glass Onion and Knives Out.
I
So
saw
if you-
Bullet Train too.
it's
Same.
a one place movie. It's side conversations.
It's just I didn't want to say it into the mic on how I watched that movie.
So you're fucked throughout this entire movie. You have no idea what's going on.
Is it better than Glass Onion?
It's as good as, in my opinion.
Nice.
But what you will find though is
Is
once-
it Agatha Christie good?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
love it.
Yeah.
Love
yeah.
it.
Anna Taylor-Joy is your Hercule Poirot, so to speak.
Ooh.
She's the one who's not supposed to be there. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh.
I
I like her in non-chess shows.
Everybody gets their fucking due. There are conversations and scenes that talk about chef mental health, the suicide rates in the hospitality industry, how the influencer is ruining America. Like there are these little, like you know how people in Don't Look Up or people who watch Don't Look Up laughed at the movie and then they found out that the joke was about them.
Yes.
Same thing.
I love it.
Food industry.
Does it capture the essence of the kitchen as good as The Bear?
No, The Bear is a
It's next
is a
level shit.
clinic on how
Totally.
to take and put on screen for
Totally.
sure.
Totally.
What this does is this pokes fun at the art of food. Each scene where the course is served looks like a shot from Chef's Table on Netflix.
Nice.
Cool.
And it's got the white pimento or palomino writing with like the breakdown of everything. Dessert will blow your mind. That's the best course in my opinion. And it's quick. It's like an hour for. It's like no, it actually is 2
Do
hours.
they line up like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 with like appetizer, main course, dessert?
Nice.
Oh, clever.
Yeah. They like courses 1 and 2 is like a amuse bouche in course 1. That's first act, and then
That
so
is
on and so
great.
forth. So I give that
How many Michelin stars?
9 greasy cheeseburgers.
Wow, 9.
Out of
Holy fuck.
out of 10.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it fucking blew my mind. And you know why?
Wow.
Okay. All things being equal, I will admit that it's nothing amazing, but what it is in the world we live in is new and original.
I love it.
I'm entertained. I'm not going to make this complicated.
But it sounds like
it's a murder mystery.
It sounds like they just took an existing story and added something to it.
Oh,
he's going back to the well, I think, on that one.
Oh, my goodness.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a callback.
As long as I didn't brag about how creative it was. I'm like, no one's ever done anything like this before.
Triangle of Sadness was my other film.
Is this a comedy?
It's a comedy.
Dark comedy?
Hang on, let me bring it up here. It's very dark. Did you guys see Force
Like
Majeure?
Very Bad Things dark?
Yeah.
Like kill a hooker and bury them in the desert dark?
Okay, so Triangle of Sadness.
I'm just trying to gauge.
Oh, yeah. No, totally.
Emily snickers.
I like that this is the scale. It's like, is it
Like,
dark?
how dark is this?
Like, kill a hooker dark or like
No, kill a hooker and then bury her in the desert.
What if I ask you, I don't think that's dark. What are you going to say then if I think killing a hooker is not dark
Well,
enough?
that's what you say. It's even more dark than that, and then my mind goes to even weirder shit.
Okay, so Triangle of Sadness, it's a European film. Rupert Östlund. You may recognize him.
Is it German?
From no, he's Swedish.
Oh, it's a Swedish movie. Okay.
Yeah. So Triangle of Sadness is the most recent one. Tourist.
Was it acted in English or is it dubbed?
No, it's acted in English.
Okay.
Yeah. Tourist, which was a American remake of original title Force Majeure.
Tourist, didn't that have Johnny Depp in it?
No. Tourist is with Will Ferrell and Julie Louis-Dreyfus. It's the story of a couple who experience an avalanche, and in the middle of the avalanche, the husband runs away from the family instead of taking care of them.
Oh, like they're sitting
Yes.
on, like in the Alps there.
He made the original.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So they are dark comedies by definition. You laugh at things that are normally awkward. Anyways, Triangle of Sadness is a story of the rich and famous on an ultra rich cruise ship, and how one evening an entire night just changes the. First of all, the ship gets blown up and it sinks. That's the big thing. So what you end up having is the first hour of the film is experiencing what the rich and wealthy people of this movie are treated with, how they're treated. And then the second half is post-accident, post-sinking of cruise ship. Woody Harrelson is in this.
Woody Harrelson's a captain.
He's a captain. He plays a
sold. You don't even need to tell me anything else about it.
I implore both of you to watch this movie. I am not giving it enough.
Which streaming service?
I paid $5 on Prime for this fucker.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
How much was it to buy it outright?
19.
See, I bet you regret that.
No, because I don't want to.
He's not Lucy. He's not going to watch it 78 times.
No. You buy Paw Patrol the movie.
Paw Patrol.
You don't
yeah.
buy this movie because you might watch it one more time, but I don't think you'd watch it 4 times more.
They gave one
to get your ROI.
Both of these movies, funny enough, both of these movies are about attacking the rich and the wealthy and the assholes of the world, and I didn't do that on purpose.
I always feel like that's an over-lynching theme throughout
These
cinema.
days, it's definitely
it is.
ramping
Yeah,
up.
they're feeding it out there for sure. This one's fun though because these people are they're deplorable. There's a whole conversation about the hand grenade. But yeah, so you start off with you're introduced to the characters. They all board the cruise ship. They're all experiencing this lavish cruise ship. You get the perspective of the of the crew, of the people, and then the whole week revolves around not having the captain's dinner on Thursday night because Thursday night they're having bad weather, and a bunch of things ensue, which forces the dinner to be Thursday night, and then the boat starts rocking, and everything starts knocking, and then everything goes to shit, and then you watch what rich people would try to do and survive on an island all on their own.
I love it.
I saw a shit scene in this movie. There is so much shitting, but in this one shit scene,
like actual shit, like poop.
I can't tell you how real it looks. You just need to see it, but you will die laughing. There are. It's absurd. You're gonna feel bad at certain points for laughing, but you're just gonna be like, I'm so happy that fucking whatever's getting it. Solid. Like, I don't want to say it's as good as The Menu, but it's like an 8. It's an 8 out of 10. I give it 8.
Strong praise, bro.
Yeah,
strong praise.
Like you had some good content this week.
Yeah, no, these
2 movies actually seem really good. And
I'm
I'm
over here
excited
watching
to
the
see 'em.
Immortal Iron Fist, and you're watching like actually good stuff. It's
Hey,
You're 8 episodes and you're like, fuck, we gotta watch 5 more of these.
Oh
But I'm already this committed, so I might as well just finish this shit.
Oh,
That's what it's like, right?
I should've
And
called-
you almost want to watch it at 1.5 speed.
oh, that's how I listen to my podcast.
Well, that's how I live. That's how I watch training videos.
Nice. Just speed him up. Speed him up.
Speed him up. Speed him up. That's why you want a guy that has like a really not a slow, but like a little bit more of a melodic, deep voice.
Yes.
Because then when it speeds up, it's like, okay, I can handle this. But if you got somebody like me, I guess I've got a little bit more of a higher voice. I talk fast.
some tenor.
You speed that shit up.
It's like a chipmunk.
It's like.
Oh yeah,
No way, Jose.
I've done that to all of you. Like I've turned you into don't get like this, and like, everything takes forever. I've sped you up before, and you definitely sound like Simon and or Elvin's.
Alvin, Simon.
I
Theodore?
thought you were gonna say Simon and Garfunkel.
That's what I was trying not to say. Actually,
That's what was gonna pop in my head.
It's like, stop! Don't. It's not Elvin and Garfunkel. Okay.
I listened to
Alvin and Garfunkel. You might be onto something.
when I put my podcast on like on regular speed. I thought that like I was having a stroke or something. I'm like, why is this so slow? And then I realized I had it on the wrong. But it's the same thing as this guy that talks really, really like slow and he's got this nice deep voice.
Yeah.
But I'm used to having him on like.
Do you do 1.5 or 1.25?
1.5. I speed him right up.
Wow, you and Shauna do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm one. I like I like original.
I need to enjoy it the way it's meant to be.
If you have
I'm
a
a
chance,
fucking purist.
If you have a chance to listen to Truth and Justice, Bob Ruff, and he does wrongful convictions and stuff like that. He's this like big ex-firefighter dude. It's like really deep.
I don't think I couldn't get down. I can't go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, I love it. That's
I don't
all
have enough
listen to.
time.
I should have said earlier when we were talking about YouTube. It just hit me now. I just tripped over a channel called Studio Binder. You guys ever heard of it?
No.
Nope.
Studio Binder is film software. No way in shape or form is this plugged, although it would be a great natural.
Like Adobe Premiere,
natural.
like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
that
but
kind of
it's-
stuff, but
it's
the
meant
even
for-
more advanced shit.
Well, no. See, Adobe Premiere, from my limited understanding, is like editing the film. This is studio software for you put your script in, and you can stay update. It's like a work platform for a script.
Oh, okay.
And then you can be like, note here for costume, note here for production design, and then everybody, it gets fun. It's like Monday,
So
right?
it's like the Microsoft Office, but of that type of software for that type of
Exactly.
industry.
and you
So
can
it's some tool that they would
Yeah,
use that
totally.
specific, that's proprietary to what they're doing.
but they're marketing themselves so brilliantly because they want filmmakers to use their software and buy it because it's fucking expensive. And what better way to do it than to make YouTube videos about why some of cinema's best movies look the way they do and show you in their software in the video how to use their software to look like the Coen brothers, to use the lighting that Fincher uses in this scene. And they break it down. So what you get is this essay about why things are great
And also
tied
how to do it.
into how to do it in Studio Binder.
Hashtag
cool.
Studio Binder.
Yeah. Like Studio Binder, I will fucking rep the shit out of you.
In a world.
But like they're educational. Like as soon as they get to like this is how you do this stuff, I'm like I could care less. But like
In a world where
in a world
where your software is
I can't even keep it.
I'm not even gonna try. Anyway, so yeah, those are my two movies. That's what I got this week.
So we got 3 subjects to talk about today. I don't know if we're gonna get to
That's
them.
fine. Let's just do. I think we'll do 2 well, and if we get to
Sure.
3, great. No big
Yeah.
deal. 3 is like
The
three's a
third one.
throwaway.
The third one was kind of.
That's a throwaway.
I kind of like if we're gonna choose any. My vote is for 1 and 2.
I agree. All
Yeah,
right, and 1 and 2
absolutely.
for
Okay.
sure. If we have time for 3, great. If not, we throw it back in a rotation. So, listener, this is a real talk. There's no debate this week, so we're gonna chew the
Or
fat.
is it a debate?
It's always a debate here. It's just not one of them set up funky, funny ones that you and you know me and Emily from, and Rob too. Actually, Rob won the first one on his birthday. Fucker.
I am Iron Man.
I am
It wasn't my birthday.
No, it wasn't. It was
That was Mark.
Yeah,
Mark
that's why-
won it on
yeah.
his birthday.
Yeah, that's when Mark beat me for my amazing jingle I wrote called "Come and Eat It, Uncle Fuckers."
Stuff your fucking face.
Come and eat it, Uncle
Stuff
Fuckers.
Stuff your fucking face at Uncle
Uncle
Fuckers.
Fuckers.
You're a bona fide Uncle Fucker. I can't remember.
Go listen to that episode, kids. So we're first topic is I
Is
found
that is that episode like on the
Oh, yeah.
podcast? Oh, it is.
yeah, that's a
Oh wow, that's
that was
amazing.
live debate at the Daughter.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, they all get out there. They all don't have the video's not all out there, but the episodes are all out there. As bad as some of them are.
That would have made a great reel.
So, first topic. Let me get the show going here. Let's do 1 and 2. So, first topic. Don't say sorry, just be you. So the first topic is I found a list and I compiled it of movies that almost got made and we're going to read the plots, and then we're going to be like, should it, shouldn't have, why shouldn't it, why shouldn't have, see if we agree, if we disagree, or if we could give two fucks. So first on this list is The Last Train from Hiroshima, The Survivors Look Back. And the story behind this goes on August 12, 2010. It was reported that Canadian director James Cameron was developing a project close to his heart, a biographical film about, pardon me, Tsuto Yamaguchi, a Japanese man that survived both the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. The film's title was announced as The Last Train to Hiroshima. Cameron met Yamaguchi just days before he died. The film would have been based on a book of the same title. However, project entered development hell, so years to finance, and then he focused and shifted to Avatar. Emily, would you watch this movie? In theory, knowing what you know, a guy who survived both atomic bombs. Talk about right place, right fucking time.
I don't think I would. I have a hard time with like I like my entertainment to be not
that factual.
Not that factual. Yeah, I like fiction. If I can't imagine that this is without like very sad things that actually happen, and especially with large scale things like the atomic bombings that impacted so many people's lives. I feel constantly guilty when I watch things like that, like about any real wars or real like disasters. I feel guilty getting any sort of like entertainment out of like it feels wrong. So no, I don't think I would. But that is on me. I also wouldn't watch. I also don't like to watch war movies and things that are based on like
Mark,
actual wars.
We talked about war movies with Mark, didn't we? Did we do that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
And like he said, it made me think about war movies in a different way after, because it's like, are we like, is there a story that's being told, or are we just celebrating like gore porn, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, and
it can be
kinda,
like,
or is it
even
propaganda?
or is it propaganda? Yeah, that too. Yeah.
And even if there is a story that's being told, I don't know. I sometimes, I don't know. It feels like wrong. Like I shouldn't be. Like you don't go to the Human Rights Museum and have an entertaining day, right? You go to the Human Rights Museum,
I think it's important. I mean, like this isn't this type of movie. If this type of movie been made, I don't think this is gore porn. I think this is just the World War II is the backdrop of the movie, right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with zoning in on something like World War II, because it basically has built the world that we have today, and it's such a linchpin historical moment and those types of things. And
to be fair, too, I'm giving Emily like a limited sentence of like, would you watch a movie about it? But like, what if Rob's point,
I mean, this movie to me, like this is not James Cameron's wheelhouse. This is way too fucking artsy fartsy. Now, doesn't mean he couldn't do this, because someone like Spielberg, has this body of work and then goes and does Schindler's List, right? But I'll be honest with you, this movie doesn't really appeal to me.
Nah.
Yeah, no, I agree too. I mean, like, it's a great bar story.
This is not $100 million budget movie, which is James Cameron, and I feel like so much of the movie focus would have been on those bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and showing the backdrop of that, and not the long dialogue needed
Terrence Malick
film that this should most likely be.
Knowing that it's a book, this actually makes me kind of want to read the book. Like I feel like that might be interesting.
Well, and the book creates nuance, right? Where movies, the based on a true story is getting a lot of shit right now.
Ostensibly like a thing about someone's life. I could read it.
This would be a really good Studio Ghibli movie too.
Animated, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that really would. And you know what? Like, to your point, where you incorporate
spirits,
shadows.
Honestly.
But no, what you do is you tell the story of a Japanese life that was bombed, because those people were bombed and not fighting for their country. They were just bombed to pull the soldiers off the fight, right? It really it's this sign of, we have this weapon. Are you willing to surrender? No. Okay.
I mean, both those cities were industrial centers.
Yes, don't get me wrong.
Building bombs and munitions and stuff too. The whole story. But I get what you're getting at. Absolutely, 100%.
Okay. All right, move on.
You know that more people died in the bombings of Germany and Britain with conventional weaponry than died in these two blasts.
Interesting. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The Brothers Ford is next on our list. Those who know Rob Ford's antics as the mayor of Toronto, listener, if you didn't catch it, he smoked crack, said some really shitty things in a YouTube video.
This is a straight-to-video piece of shit
Doug
fucking
has
movie.
delivered a terrifying conservative edge to Canadian politics.
The only way this would be good is if they did a twist on this and it was a Farrelly Brothers movie.
And one would categorize him as a little Trump. What is this? What is this?
This is Hollywood North Mag, by the way. Shout out to Hollywood North Magazine. They make a really good blog site. So just for the whole thing here, a video of Rob smoking crack in a hotel room using racial slurs. 3 years later, the 46-year-old polarizing politician succumbed to complications from fast-growing cancers of notable tumor known as what? I can't say that. Rob's death. Can you get
Pleomorphic liposarcoma.
Okay.
I think the P is silent.
Rob's death set up a political sequel for Ontario voters. It wasn't too long before Rob was banging on the gates
Which
of
P?
heaven.
The pleo or the lipo?
Like leomorphic? Pleomorphic?
You guys can have spelling bee later.
I think it's a pleomorphic.
Point is, this would be a biopic on the rise of Doug Ford.
That has
off
nothing
of-
to do with spelling. That has to do with
I don't think
linguistics, motherfucker.
Emily, would you? Okay, to Rob's point, Rob said, "Hang on, I got my fucking linguistics coach over here trying to tell me my dialogue."
Enunciate properly.
If this was a Farley Brothers comedy, if this was Kingpin,
Yes, I would definitely watch that.
This has got comedy written all over it.
It
It's
does.
going to be fucking B. But like I would want to see how they fill in the blanks of other shit.
Or it's like a made-for-TV movie,
Right.
Or do
It's
you
a
imagine? Or
Lifetime.
imagine like this is a shitty movie that CBC made in the '80s, where the video looked like it was made with a handy cam.
Yeah,
You're
everything
what
looks
the
like-
fuck?
Yep.
It all looks like Anna
Like
Green
the
Gables.
littlest hobo, like you know.
You know what? I might watch this if I was like going through Netflix, being like, "What do I want?" Or like I had just finished watching something else, and it was like, "Oh, you watch this, you might like this." I might watch it.
Or if you're trapped in a K-hole and couldn't change it.
That's never happened to me.
Yeah, get off the couch. Okay,
I
like,
cannot move my arms.
if this was a buddy comedy where they're so like, if this was like Biodome where we're laughing at two fucking idiots, you know what I mean? Like if the joke is these two fucking morons got here and we're enjoying that, I'll watch that in a minute.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be like a Vice thing where we put guys like Cheney up on a pedestal, right? When you make a political movie, make it political satire. Let's make fun of these
Yeah.
fucking
The
idiots.
only
Let's
thing that
not
I-
put
the
them up there.
Only thing about it being like a buddy movie or like a Farley Brothers movie would be like I wouldn't want them to be like protagonists. You know,
No,
like
yeah.
they would have to be the joke. I think.
Yeah, they're Lloyd.
Yeah.
They're Lloyd and Harry. Like
Yeah.
they're they're the
Yeah.
idiots that we want to laugh at. That
Yeah.
their antics make us laugh. They can't win at the end.
Yeah. No.
No, they don't come out on top. And like you cut to the end. Sadly, Doug
Well, it's
Ford did win, and unfortunately, this is
Yeah.
the movie we wanted you to tell you that in. Any final thoughts, Rob?
Next.
All right, fair enough. I agree. Okay, how about this one? This is even to say this out loud. I feel is sacrilegious. E.T. Part 2.
No.
Fuck off. Next.
Emily, any
No,
thought?
yeah,
I
no,
thought so.
bye.
Yeah. You don't touch perfect. Naked Gun 4. All right. At the beginning of Canadian iconic actor Leslie Nielsen's career, he was stereotyped as the bad guy. Nielsen acknowledged the best part is always the heavy, and the meaner and crueler, the worse you are, blah, 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 blah. So the heavy is liable to be very dramatic, fine acting part. I told my agent, blah, 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 blah.
I guarantee that it would not be called Naked Gun 4. I think it would probably be called Naked Gun 4 to the power of 4 or something clever like that.
Yes.
Because it was 33 and a third.
It was, and he's like on like 5 bullets, like
Yeah.
with Priscilla
I
Presley
mean,
in it too.
I mean, the movies are funny. I think my favorite thing that I remember from all those movies is there's a scene where has like the mic on. And like he leaves the mic on and goes into the bathroom and he's pissing and you can hear it over the intercom.
And
He's finishing up and then he farts and then he keeps peeing. And then,
It's like-
it's so funny.
I just noticed the theme is like where Leslie Nielsen trains a rookie, and that actually sounds great. Yeah, I would absolutely watch.
But you know why this also can't be made?
Leslie
Because
Nielsen
there's
died.
no way they would let the juice in this one.
Oh shit.
And you got to have the juice if it's a Naked Gun movie.
Or do you make a joke about how OJ couldn't do the movie?
Yeah,
Like do you
yeah,
do you
'cause
point that out
he-
and mention something about him? I think the handing of the torch would be fun. I know I heard there was a really faint rumor of rebooting it and
Yeah.
like who could tackle Leslie Nielsen? Like Frank Drebin is that's a tough guy to replace.
You know who might actually be able to do it is Bill Hader. Could probably do something fucking weirdly hilarious because he can play straight so well,
Yeah,
but in a
yeah.
goofy way.
Yeah. You take some of that seriousness
Yeah.
in a comedy from Bowie and you put it I can see it. I could definitely see it. All right. Well, I mean,
Let's do it. Let's do it
I
now.
would see this. I would. Emily, you would see this.
Nah.
Rob, no.
No,
All right.
because the third one was so bad. It was just
It really ruined the
It was
jazz.
just a
Yeah.
huge decline.
I see the name Keanu Reeves, and I will blanket policy say I will watch anything and everything with Keanu Reeves in it any day of the week.
All right,
100% yes.
First Speed with Sandra Bullock, blah, blah, blah. The sequel saw Jason Patrick take over from the Canadian Hunk. Both Speed films were created by Canadian writer Graham Yost. Nice. Shout out to Canada. Speed earned $164 million. Speed 2 earned $164 million. Dennis Hopper stated that he'd be starring in Speed 3, while another rumor had Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock discussing the possibility with Fox. Since then, there's been little talk.
So 100% if Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock were in it, yes. Good old Sandy B.
Yeah, she can't do no wrong.
I mean, she's a sewer plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, that's not her fault. That's just Hollywood being terrible.
I consider the first Speed so good that a sequel should never have been made.
Yeah,
but it already has been.
Wasn't it a
so-
cruise
But that's what I'm
ship
saying.
that
I
they
was
were in?
already so mad about Cruise Control being made. The reason is that was the first movie where it was nonstop action the entire and it set up a whole new genre and way of making film.
Confined space action movie, right?
Mhm.
One space where
Yeah.
constant energy is happening. Oh, it's so much fun because like nothing's going right, everything's going wrong. You're against the clock. It's a race.
There's literally like no downtime almost
No.
anywhere in that movie. There's like one scene and then boom, some shit blows up as soon as he walks out and you're just like, what the fuck? And then it's like on to the next and on to the next and on to the next.
I've rewound the beheading of Hopper on the traffic light, like just to see how they did it so many times.
Yep.
'Cause I'm a sick fuck. All right. Yeah. I mean, okay. So you're yes.
I mean, I think I would rather see this sequel made than the sequel to what was the one
Naked
with
Gun.
what was the one with them, the glass house where they like letter write in that magic
Oh,
fucking vortex?
the river. No, the lake house.
the lake.
The lake house.
Is that it?
Yes, it is.
Like
Wow.
the river house? No.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The
The
river
pool, the pool
knows.
house,
Yeah.
the boathouse.
Down by the river.
Down by the river. There's absolutely no doubt, Mike. Oh, sorry. Next one, listener, is Back to the Future 4. I mean,
Yeah.
this comes up, I think, every 5 years, 10 years, and then everyone just squashes it immediately. The family who owns the rights isn't going to do it. Zemeckis isn't going to touch it. This movie's made tons of fucking money over and over and over
You
again.
don't fuck. It's like E.T. You don't fuck with perfection.
But they've
No.
already done it. There's 3.
There's 3. It's fucking great. They did a spin-off cartoon. That's as much as you're allowed to do.
I think you can keep going. Honestly, I'm
I don't
pretty
think
sure.
anyone is like it's just don't fuck with the
You
the
were
recipe.
teetering on 3 with the Western thing.
But
Like,
yeah, 3 was already.
But they filmed
ridiculous.
2 and 3 back to back.
oh, they did? Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
they filmed the 2 of them together.
It was ridiculous but enjoyable. So I feel like there's.
It is entertaining.
Yeah.
Set the precedence for filming sequels back to back like that.
It is, because you get them in the can, right? And then you can do what you want. If you wait and then the fucking the buzz dies.
Well, you lower your overall production cost too.
You do, yeah.
You just extrapolate it because you're not worrying about do we have, and then you got to worry about schedules later.
gotta do this all
We
over
got to get
again.
all these fucking people together. You're like, fuck that. We're all together. We're gonna film it for this.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it 9 months instead of 6, or we're gonna make it 11, whatever it is.
You're
You know
working
what
for
I
a
mean?
year. Be happy.
Yeah, and then you got to do CGI. So you release the first one, and then you've got a year between to release, and people are hyped. They're like, "Fuck, I got to saw this, and I got to see this." And the Back to the Futures are so good because they end with "to be continued," and you're like,
Yes.
"Fuck yeah!" You're not like, "Is there a
ready."
sequel?" There's a fucking sequel.
Here is Back to the Future co-write.
And the third one didn't end with "to be continued," or did it?
No, I don't think it did.
Check this out. Back to the Future co-write Bob Gale explained to Collider magazine why there'll never be a sequel. We told a complete story with the trilogy. If we went back and made another one, we'd have Michael J. Fox, who will be 60 next year, and he has Parkinson's. Do we want to see Marty McFly at age 60 with Parkinson's disease? Did we want to see him at age 50 with Parkinson's disease? I would say no. You don't want to see that, and you don't want to see a film about Michael J. Fox. People say, well, do it with somebody else. Really? Who are we going to get? All you're going to do is bake comparisons to the originals, and you're not going to match up. We didn't want to be those guys who did a movie that was basically a money grab.
All right.
It was magic.
Yeah.
It's fucking magic. When I'm having a shitty day, I watch Back to the Future.
It
It's a happy place.
I always
Like Katie.
smile when I know that they pitched
It's the Katie of movies for me.
It's your density.
when they pitched Disney. for Back to the Future. And Disney's like, about this part where the son sleeps with the mom.
You're like, no,
Can we take that out? They're like, no, we need that. They're like, sorry. Like, well fucking done. That you
It's
went
pretty
to
crazy.
Disney.
Have you ever watched the movies that made us and what their original premise was around the
with the Eric Stoltz stuff?
No, at the very end, well, Eric Stoltz getting fired is hilarious. But at the very end, like they wanted it to be there was a nuclear bomb dropping, and that's how he got the power to go back into the future. But then it was too complicated and was going to be too costly, so they switched to the clock tower scene.
Oh, no way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would
Iconic.
be a really save money for the clock tower.
Yeah.
Money for
Yeah,
the clock tower?
exactly.
All right, moving on the list. Forrest Gump. Duh.
Nah.
Next.
No.
Heck no.
Don't touch that shit.
I know it's based on the book, and they dumped a lot of shit from the book to make the first one. Like they left out. I think he.
He went to the moon.
Thank you. I can. There's a bunch.
I don't know. I just made that up.
I don't know.
Does he?
Well, hang on. Does it say anything here? Iconic events.
I mean, he had time to do more shit than he did.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here, the book. Gump and Co. sees Forrest.
Mama said it was okay because I was fighting a communist.
Hang on. This is fucked up. Sees
Capture Saddam Hussein?
Forrest create.
What is that? What it says?
Yeah, he creates new coke, captures Saddam Hussein, and meet a young celebrity filming a movie called Big. I'm sure if the film were made today, they'd add scenes with Gump, Putin, Trump, Gump going to space with William
Meet
Shatner.
a young celebrity filming Big. That's pretty hilarious, actually.
Right? That's
Yeah.
fucking meta. Gump capturing bin Laden, or maybe he would have somehow stopped the attacks on the towers. Regardless, Hanks nicked it by saying it would have just been a repeat. Go Hanks.
Yeah, that sounds insane.
It actually, it's almost like a parody of the first one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the fantasticness of the things that happen to him, it adds to the allure of it. But you're basically you're diminishing like the innocence of the first one.
It's a life examined, not a life re-examined. Right?
Yeah.
And that's your point.
Yeah.
Like they'll do it again, and it's like, well, we've already done this. Like,
And it's also him telling his interpretation of what happened, which may not. The whole point is, it may not have happened exactly the way he remembers
may
it
not
happening.
all been peas and carrots.
Thank you. That was good.
You're welcome.
Lord Stanley, is this based off you?
I am upset that this didn't get made. Jason Priestley had hoped to direct the comedy Keeper of the Cup. Yes, Jason Priestley from 90210. But that movie fell apart. It was about three Maple Leaf fans.
He's a director, though. He's directed.
He is a
several
director,
times,
yeah. The movie was about three Maple Leaf fans who were tired
Oh,
of
Shatner
waiting,
and Aykroyd.
who are tired for waiting for their team to win the Stanley Cup. So they decided to steal it. William Shatner, Dan Aykroyd, and Priestley were going to star in it. It was super funny premise, great script, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, it basically, I've read this, it fell to the floor because of financing again. They actually prepped for 5 weeks, got to set, and like day of set, they're like, sorry, no money.
This I feel like could find legs again.
I think it could, too.
Especially nowadays in the streaming world. But fuck, man, Shatner would be hilarious.
I would watch the fuck out of this movie.
like
So would
like
I.
a caper with fucking Shatner
and
and
the Stanley
Aykroyd.
Cup, like the fact that I've read this now that I know that this almost existed. I'm having a worse day because it's not real.
This is the one that breaks my heart the most. They even
Yeah.
have they have a poster, like a mini
What?
poster online. I'll send you the link after. But
And they were almost basically in pre-production.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
5 weeks.
Wow.
That's all pre, right?
Please.
Like,
Who owns the rights to this? Whoever owns the rights
Yeah.
to Lord Stanley, make this motherfucker.
Are you listening
I
to me?
believe that it said written and directed by Priestley, so it's his. It's just
Fucking
has
let's
no
go,
home.
Jason Priestley.
We want
90210 reboot 3 ain't fucking happening. Let's go.
All right, where's the mouse?
I can't wait to tell everyone I know about this. Like,
This is actually happening. So late to the party, but Napoleon. But it was supposed to be done by Kubrick.
Is it the same screenplay? Or the same,
it's
working,
a Napoleon movie. I don't know.
working premise, or did they take any content that Kubrick developed? Now, was Kubrick supposed to do this after Eyes Wide Shut?
Who knows? All I know is Ridley Scott has it, and it's in post, and Joaquin is playing Napoleon.
And the shots I've seen look good.
Yeah, he's gonna nail it.
And this is I mean, I'm assuming this movie's gonna be 3.5 fucking hours long.
It's got to be. It's a fucking
fuck.
fable. Look at this. So here, even Kubrick famously fastidious standards, Napoleon will require exhaustive prep. His researchers combed the European continent for every last trace of the French Empire, amassing 17,000 images. The director distilled his learning into a 148-page screenplay. Holy shit! Called Le Petit
Cabaret.
from his provincial childhood in Corsica to the final days in exile in St. Helena. Kubrick scouted locations, meticulously mapped out productions. The 30,000 troops required for his epic battle sequences would come from the Romanian army, a bargain of $2 per man. Wow, that's fucking...
So the original plan was to make this in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because this is back when, like, we're talking...
No CGI.
No, post end of the Cold War, right, where they could just exploit Romanian army.
Okay, it was all broken.
Because they were fucking bankrupt probably at that time.
No more USSR.
Yeah.
Napoleon may have been visionary cinema. It may have been, as Kubrick anticipated, the greatest film ever made, but MGM decided it was a lousy business proposition. Star Wars before Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does it say here? George Lucas announced in 2005 that he was working on the show to set the time between the franchises. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and Episode 4, A New Hope. At the time, Lucas described the series in development, blah, 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 blah. It's more of what I would call a soap opera with a bunch of personal dramas in it. Though many scripts were written, visual concepts were created, and Battlestar Galactica creator Ronald D. Moore spent time developing the show. Lucas ended up scrapping his plans due to budget concerns.
You know I would watch it.
So this was basically going to be like a TV series between 3 and 4.
Kind of like what Mandalorian and, Boba Fett is.
Yeah.
And
Andor and Rogue One.
And
Clone
Obi-Wan
and Clone Wars. Yeah.
Clone Wars, yeah.
Which, it's funny, it's just 15 years later or 18 years later, right? So funny how that shit sticks. Hail Honey, the 1990...
I actually think it probably wouldn't have done as well because to have the vehicle of Disney behind it to
God.
Slam it into everyone's face.
Wait,
What's this?
This looks amazing.
In 1990, the British... What does that say?
The British tried to create a sitcom with Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun and their Jewish neighbors next door called Heil Honey. Oh, no, what happened?
Oh, shit.
It's gone. Oh,
Heil Honey.
Oh, no.
Okay, go back to it. Sorry.
Apparently, the thinking was The Producers was a hit. Hogan's Heroes had a cult following, and MASH was one of the most popular shows of all time.
Oh my God.
However, no one was laughing at one episode of Heil Honey. Most criticisms of the sitcom centered around its tasteless premise. None of the jokes landed successfully, and the show's main flaw is glaring. It doesn't center around subtle criticism of a genocidal maniac, but instead marks the standard setup of a 50s sitcom using I Love Lucy as a template. There's really no secret why this wasn't made. Oh my God.
This could be a sketch comedy scene or like episode.
Oh yeah,
but that's it.
That's it. Yeah, you could put this into 6 minutes for sure and mock the fuck out of
and it would
them.
be hilarious and people would watch it over and over again.
Yeah,
but to turn it into a long-standing sitcom or
something.
something.
Well, in Hogan's Heroes and MASH being like the producers are about like two con men in theater trying to get a show going. Like I don't understand how that kind of also Jewish producers, I believe, and I don't know how this makes sense with like Hogan's Heroes was taking place in a Nazi prison camp and was a comedy. Hail Commandant, Hail all that shit, and MASH was Vietnam. Like how they think
Korean War. But
thanks, sorry. You're right.
But but basically it was a political thing about Vietnam.
They missed it. They're right in this write-up is that they missed what is funny about it and versus what like is relevant. This
ain't Jojo Rabbit.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's where you're taking.
Well,
the satire.
Exactly.
When I first saw that, I thought of what's the movie where oh my God, where Stalin dies. The Death
of Stalin.
Yeah, that's.
Hey man, it's a Tuesday.
Jojo Rabbit, same. But like that's what I thought of when I saw this, and at first, but no.
Let's. We don't need to talk about this anymore. It was a bad idea. Moving on.
Yeah, good thing it never got made.
But like, I just love the I Love Lucy part. Like, what is Hitler walk? Hello, Eva. Hello, Adolf. Like, how do you fucking?
Yeah.
No, you can't. You should have. Oh, and that's it. there's.
And on a high note.
And on a high note.
Can we talk about one that was in the other list that was there?
Oh,
and that was the Dune movie that was originally proposed by what's his name?
I will bring it up, sir. So this is courtesy of our friends at Variety.
Kill Bill 3. I'd watch that.
The James Dean
biopic starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the two hottest men in the world. I have often said that like what I look for in life is someone who looks like James Dean. They just don't exist. And Leonardo DiCaprio was like,
This was the better list. Sorry, go on.
my walls were
This
covered
was
in
the better
Leonardo
list. Why didn't we
DiCaprio.
go with this list?
Kill Bill Volume 3 for sure would have been
The other
great.
one I want to see is I want to see Quentin Tarantino do Star Trek because there was talk of that for a
Yes.
while.
Okay.
What?
No, you
That
know what?
sounds
Oh, Alejandro.
Here we go. Alejandro
Jodorowsky.
Jodorowsky's Dune. So before, not Fincher. What's his name? Who did the original Dune movie? Why am I Twin Peaks guy?
Yeah.
Alan Lynch or David Lynch.
David Lynch.
Before
Jeff
the,
Lynch.
Jeff with a G. This guy, I believe he's a Spaniard. He's either Spaniard or Italian. one of
What
the
tipped
two.
you off?
And yeah, I believe he's Spanish. And he had like crazy fucking art stuff done and like had costumes already set up and all the art boards done and all this kind of stuff. There's a documentary about the making of this and
I
how
need
it
to watch
almost
this
happened.
documentary.
The documentary is amazing, and when you watch it, it's like, holy fuck, it would have been so
Look
cool.
at who he had. He had H.R. Geiger, Salvador Dali, Orson Welles, Gloria Swanson, Udo Kier, and Mick Jagger.
So what happened to this movie?
So the funding didn't come through because it was going to be so crazy expensive. But then the studio that had bought the rights ended up tapping David Lynch, and they used Giger to basically design everything.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Too big and too expensive. I got to watch this. I love a good documentary about how a movie flopped. Okay.
Well, it's not how it flopped. It's just how it never got made.
Yeah, bad verbiage. What else was on this list quickly? The Leonardo DiCaprio one is like,
I wanna see the
look
James
at just
Dean
look at
biopic.
Dean,
Yeah, no, I'll look at James Dean all day.
right? But like, look at Dean and look at DiCaprio. Like, it would be haunting.
Yeah, I mean,
to
not
see him on screen because it'd be the closest thing.
I actually think Franco looks more like him
Yeah,
than
Dave Franco?
Yeah, James Franco.
Yeah.
But not
Yeah,
neither.
yeah.
Of
But
them,
Franco did a biopic movie as him.
Neither of them could do it anymore.
Didn't
though.
he? Really?
They're too
Didn't he
old.
do a biopic movie?
the only
James-
biopic that I know that Franco did was the
I feel
one
like
with the
Franco
spoons.
played James Dean in a fucking movie. Am I
The
just
Room.
am I imagining that?
that biopic.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't think there's like, okay, Dave Franco, Leonardo DiCaprio, anybody with that like
James Franco.
James Franco,
James.
because he and James Franco actually have a similar kind of look.
Yeah, they have
But
a-
I could see the DiCaprio thing too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is like all my teenager fantasies.
But this
coming
is
together
20.
in
This
one.
is 20 years too
Yeah,
late for
he couldn't
DiCaprio
do
to
it
play.
now.
Yeah,
No, he
oh,
couldn't
he's,
do it
he's
now.
aged out for sure. Christopher Nolan's Howard Hughes biopic starring Jim Carrey.
I hate Jim
If
Carrey.
I know it, I know. Calm down. If I know anything about Howard Hughes, it's from The Aviator.
Aviator.
That's the only thing. But
Leonardo DiCaprio.
But that's why this didn't happen.
and that
because
episode
the
of The
Aviator.
Simpsons. Oh no, you don't watch.
well, I
The
went down
Simpsons
a,
episodes are funny.
Yeah, the
I went
Mr.
down-
Burns with the
Oh,
casino.
that's-
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
I went down a Howard Hughes rabbit hole after finding out like that guy had his fucking dirty rich paws in everything. Like, so
Didn't he own TWA? Was that the airline he owned?
Yeah, that was the airline he owned. And then they went and like did what's the term? Oppo research on him and made him go crazy. Opposition research. They basically that's the reason he went in piston vials and didn't leave his house because they just made him go crazy. And they found out that he was what's the term when you're like afraid of germs?
Agoraphobic?
Agoraphobic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they found out he was agoraphobic, and they really turned that against him. But Jim Carrey as Howard Hughes, I feel, would probably be a little zany, right? It's pretty out there, but he's also done serious as
Jim
and kept it
Carrey.
in the can.
Jim
Like,
Carrey could do it.
Yeah, I really. And
He's got the reach.
and DiCaprio's.
It's
Hughes
just nobody
is-
can get over the fact, like he did some amazing stuff, but Hollywood was always like, but you did the talking ass. So it didn't matter what he did.
Yeah, I
They
know.
were never going to
It's so
bring
sad.
him up to that prestige,
So
which
sad.
is bullshit.
How about this one? The Star Wars Just Duel of the Fates. Just a movie about that. About
About lightsabers.
About
Yeah.
Ren and
well, hang on here. Rise of Skywalker. It says something there. The script, Trevor Rowe's movie included bigger roles for John Boyega in the film, but The Rise of Skywalker. In Duel of the Fates, these two characters set out on a mission to unite the galaxy in a rebellion against the First Order and lead a stormtrooper uprising.
Hell yeah.
Daisy Ridley's Rey still goes to find the good in Adam Driver's Kylo Ren, but his storyline was far more darker as he confronted the history of the Sith after getting in contact with Palpatine's Sith master, Tor Valum. There's no way to know if Duel of the Fates would have been great, but its storyline sounds far stronger than what fans got in The Rise of
Yeah, that
Skywalker.
sounds way
So
better.
this was to have a bigger role for Finn.
This story was to be told more in Rise of Skywalker.
You know why this would have the only reason why he didn't have a bigger role though was because they don't like they don't like black people in China in movies in China.
I know.
Really?
Yeah. Well, if you look at the Star Wars like posters and you look at the version of the poster
This
goes
is
all over the world, you've got Finn like right there because he's a main character.
Primary.
Look at the Chinese one; he's not even on the poster. He's one of the main fucking characters.
Wow.
And these are the things that Boyega took Disney to task over.
Yeah.
And since he's stated that, great, good, and all for everybody else, but they didn't sit me down. They didn't prepare me. They weren't honest with me, and they cut me out of a poster when they went to go global and forgot that I existed. And, it's really sad. It is, but it's...
Do you think because he spoke out, that he won't ever be able to do what he's done prior to that? Or do you think that's going to be held against him? Or does Disney have that much sway?
I am not smart enough to answer that question entirely, but with my opinion, like my humble opinion, sadly, yes, and I don't think he deserves it. He spoke out. He said something against something that was shitty and was true and should have been dealt with better. In that industry, though, everybody hates being near a hand grenade because it's eventually going to go off. And
did he bring up anything about the Chinese working, or Disney working in film areas where Uyghur internment camps were?
Is it Uyghur or Unger?
Oh, is it? I thought it was Uyghur.
I don't know how to, dude. Like I
Because
said Ralph earlier. Like
I think it's Uyghur. I think that's how it's pronounced. But don't quote me on that.
Whatever. So yeah, all right. Let's move on. Anything else on this list before we move on? Sorry, if Quentin Tarantino's
I
Kill
would totally
Bill.
watch Kill Bill.
Oh fuck, that needs to happen. That actually might end up being his last movie.
Yeah, and if it is,
because there's talks about casting her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mia Hawke.
Mia Hawke.
Yeah, she's
Mia
really
Hawke.
good.
She killed it on Stranger Things.
Yeah.
She had a
She's
solo
fucking
film too
yeah.
on Netflix that she killed it on. I think it would be a revenge tale, right? So you've got Maya Hawke, daughter,
the kids.
the kids.
Oh,
Because remember,
my
she's like,
goodness.
when you come and look for me
come
one day.
find me. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I think will happen is she'll go find Beatrix and kill Beatrix and activate Mia, and Mia will go on a blood journey.
I love it.
I would love to see a Jackie Robinson biopic by Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Did you see Defy Bloods?
No.
I've always meant to watch it. It's five guys who
Do the Right Thing is. I love that movie.
Yeah.
You know what else is one of my favorite movies that he's done is The Inside Man.
That's Spike Lee.
Fuck yeah, that is his #1 grossing movie, and it's his first real big Hollywood.
Oh my God!
movie.
When I look back at it, I see he got game all over it. Those close camera shots. Oh my God! I haven't watched it in years, but I've never thought.
And Clive Owen is so fucking good at that movie.
Listen to me closely. I never repeat myself. So boom goes dynamite. Done that segment. The next one, and I think everybody in this room knows who I'm going to vote for, but we'll go through the list anyway. This is about saying everything without saying nothing without and saying everything at all. The silence, the stoic character, the character that just walks in the room and their body language tells you everything, is fun, right? Because that's a fucking trick. I don't know. Do you guys dig that shit?
I do. Yes. I like it a lot.
It creates a sense of mystery, right? You're like, why is this person on camera but not saying anything?
Especially when they're juxtaposed with a very talkative character.
Oh, look at your clever use
Oh,
of
interesting.
verbiage.
I wonder if we're going to
I also think that this is what really separates radio from film.
Yeah, because like a face, like someone who can do all the facial movements and the body language and everything is, yeah. Well, it's also something that I don't have, so I'm extra enthralled by it. Like I'm a very talkative person. You
like
ever notice?
Yeah, but just because you're a talkative person doesn't mean that you don't convey a ton of stuff through body language. They just happen to be more body language or more presence, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you take away the motion and the movement of a person and the way they're conveying and carrying themselves, and you mix that with their dialogue, that's actually what is the full package, right?
Yeah.
So this is just
totally.
different. It's just downplayed on a different side.
Yeah. And I mean, when I think about acting, I'm just like, okay, remember your lines. But when I interviewed Expressions Film Studio, it was the one thing that still sticks with me. It's like acting is half remembering what you're saying and the other half listening. Like if you're not listening, if you're just waiting for your moment to be like, and right, and you're missing what you're being given. who you're
I think
working off
I think
of.
there's more than that too, though. You're supposed to be embodied in the character that you're being
Oh,
with,
yeah.
and how that character would relate to that other character in that scene. And
I'm just
yeah.
saying in
think you'll
respect to
Find that Joey Tribbiani calls that smell the fart acting.
believe you're right.
I love that you reference Friends. It's a fucking goal.
The deep cut award today goes to
Oh
Emily,
yes,
listener.
yes.
But no, like
I love
yeah,
me some Friends.
Me too.
There's so many nuances. That
I've
are going
crushed
on.
that. I've crushed that whole season like 3 times on Netflix with Micheal.
Pivot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Pivot. All I'm saying is that when you're waiting for your turn to speak, you're
Yeah.
also listening to what you're being given because it helps how you're going to speak.
Well, they always say, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you should listen twice as much as you talk.
Thanks.
Who says that? I want to punch him.
All right. So
Yeah, they need to shut the fuck up
everything,
and listen to me, because I got stuff to say.
everything I know about black and red face paint, I know about it from Darth Maul. The most silent, one of the most, like almost like fucking Charlie Chaplin. He's Charlie Chaplin silent. Doesn't say a fucking
It's
thing.
fucking great.
But-
How many lines does he have in that whole movie? Like 6?
Yeah.
Maybe like
something.
6
Like
words.
6 words. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like their acknowledgments, like they're
Yeah.
not actual lines.
It's
they're-
almost like when Corbin Dallas is getting interviewed and he just one word answers
I am
to
Corbin.
Ruby Rod.
I'm
Corbin, my man. Corbin, my man.
We're glad to be here. Yeah, I mean, menacing, right? That's what we want.
Presence.
Fuck.
And like lives rent free in my brain with some of the best moments in movies. It wasn't a great movie, but like some of the best movie moments ever, right?
When he was
two-
battling him and then and then the second part he comes and you were just like this. What the
Yeah,
fuck is
100%.
going on? Because that was before the internet, so even if you had waited a couple of days,
You didn't
you were
know.
shielded from fucking finding out about that.
Yeah,
I
it was
had
the
no idea.
fucking solid cutoff.
That duel, the what's that song called? The
Duel of the Fates.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fuck, I'm
It's
dumb,
okay.
dumb when it comes
okay.
to that. I love that song. Like that is the best. That is single-handedly.
John Williams at his
That was the
fucking
best thing that came out of the first 3
Yeah.
movies.
Yes. Oh,
That one song.
he just.
It's
he
as
was-
iconic as the Imperial March.
He had one job, and it was to show you what another Darth character was like, because we've only had one, right? And then, finding out that he has a bow staff lightsaber. Like, he just made you know that he knew how to wield that fucking thing. And he didn't say, yeah, right? Like, it was all in fucking
Yeah.
body language. So, yes, he says everything without saying nothing at all. Award given. Next, moving down.
Awesome.
Moving down. Man after my own name, Michael Myers, 1978 original Halloween, also known
Yeah.
as William Shatner. That being said,
The bleached William
if
Shatner.
you've seen the movies that made us kids, it's a William Shatner mask with no hair. Yeah, I mean, all he does is walk, but man, fuck, does he walk?
I'm not a huge fan of these movies.
I love him.
I can take him or leave him. I mean,
I'm just kind of whatever.
I hear that the new David Gordon Green stuff that Jimmy and Charles love. Have you seen the new stuff?
No, I saw the newest Halloween movie, the one that came out recently.
okay.
I didn't like it very much.
Was Jamie Lee in it?
Yeah, she was.
She's in the last 2. But what he did, I heard, what I've been told is watch this one and then jump all the way to the last 2 that have been made, because he's continuing the story from this
Yes.
point and ignoring.
Well, I heard
like,
the second, the third, and the fourth one are kind of they're just like it's like the Naked Guns. They just get
Yeah. But like,
they're
yeah,
nose diving like Airplane.
he doesn't have a big job to do because he's got.
Don't call me Shirley.
I think the knife. I think the knife proves a point. I don't think he's really saying like the knife.
Who
and the
does it
mask.
better, Jason Voorhees or
Ooh,
Michael Myers. Michael Myers.
I think Jason Voorhees.
I kind of think so too.
He's got a lurking presence where he just kind of walks and turns.
That's why he's scarier. I think that like Michael Myers is scary because he's nonchalant. Like it's
he's
like
just strutting.
yeah, not even strutting. He's just walking. Like he is just like doing his thing, murdering people, and like there's
And he's wearing mechanic overalls.
yeah. And it doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like
Here
he's
to
got
check
a
my
ton
transmission fluid or kill me.
of intention or like drive to do it. It's just what comes natural to him, and he's just like,
Okay.
and that's scary. because he's got nothing else to do. It's just like, yep.
Well, and when you're doing what he's doing, which is mass murder and not saying anything, that amps it up,
Yeah.
right? Like if you just walk up and start stabbing somebody instead of like, I hate you, at least like lead with something.
Yeah, film has led me to believe that I'm going to get sat down and given a nice exposition before I'm murdered. And this is not happening here with Michael Myers. So.
I do not want to be spoken to as I'm being stabbed.
Yeah.
Don't look me in the eye.
It's like 5 stars for this Uber stabber.
He's great.
Didn't
He
talk
shows
at
up.
all.
He does his job. He doesn't look at you in the face.
Yeah.
All right, next on the list, Edward from good old Edward Scissorhands.
I mean, I think everyone's got a soft spot for this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first Tim Burton movie I saw out of all. I was introduced to Tim Burton through Edward Scissorhands.
Really? It wasn't Batman?
No.
Or
Batman,
Beetlejuice?
No, well, Batman's 89, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my mom was like, "You're 8." How
Oh.
old was I? I was young.
That
So
Batman movie is. Yeah.
The violence is what
The
she was
violence.
like.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm 2 years older, so
Yeah.
I saw. I'm 88. Yeah, I was 9. I saw that in the theater.
Yeah, no, my mom didn't take me to
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah, you're not cool.
Also, not seen The Simpsons, right? Remember this guys?
Yes.
Same
Yeah,
parents.
we know.
Right?
I know. When did Beetlejuice come? Beetlejuice 87.
87 or 88.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
He had a run.
I think
like-
Beetlejuice is before Batman, right?
Take a look. I don't know.
I don't know. Let's IMDb. Let us check.
I mean, he doesn't say much, and when he does talk, he talks so fucking.
Oh, Beetlejuice
quietly.
is 88 as well. Actually, I think Batman is 89.
Yeah, 89, 88. Beetlejuice. 89.
Batman is 89. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Beetlejuice would have been the first movie I saw.
You know, Edward. That's a great movie.
Dale.
Johnny Depp in anything he's such a great combination of physical,
Except
like,
for Court TV.
physicality and yeah, fair enough. No, actually, I would say on Court TV he did a lot of physical acting.
He was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
And he wasn't
were
able
you
to say
there?
much. Wasn't able to say much.
I drank a mega pint. I'll never forget that.
of wine, right? Wasn't it like a?
It was a mega pint, right? Were you there? Go on.
And like, regardless of what you think about him and all of this stuff, at this point he was kind of top of his game, and he was just so lovable and like weird and creepy and awesome and everything.
He was definitely coming into his own with this movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to give the world something they've never seen.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
And also, I mean,
I would
he's-
argue his top of his game was the first
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
he's hitting stride for sure.
Fuck.
For sure. It's
Captain
fucking-
Jack Sparrow was.
Hello?
I'd never
Well,
seen a
wrong.
character like that for sure.
No, you haven't. And to take something that's so iconic with Disney and put it in human
To take
form,
a fucking ride
Yeah.
and to turn it into a fucking epic thing, and they can say, "Oh, Disney made it happen," and this, he fucking single-handedly made that shit
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
And I love, where did the character come from? Keith Richards.
Yeah.
Which
is great.
That's why the cameo of
I
Keith
kinda
Richards
see
in
it.
the third one is so epic because it's his dad, and he's like,
Yeah,
Still
and that's
got
where it
Mom.
came from.
what I think as this character is Edward. Everything he says with bashfulness and shyness, which is
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like it's very Benny and June, right?
Yeah.
But-
Aw.
So dancing fucking potatoes. Such
Yeah.
a good, beautiful movie.
I forgot about that movie.
You won her in poker, you take her home. But like he's saying everything through action, really, really well. It's coming through, and while
There's
he's
also
cutting,
there's also like an innocence.
yes,
Yeah.
like I'm trapped away from the world in a big tower, right? That's that fable.
Yep. It's Frankenstein's monster, right? You made me, but you never taught me how to love.
Oh yeah, that's so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I'm just heartbreaking. Like, I mean, he's never been able to jerk off.
Not without lots of
Trouble.
potential danger. Yeah.
There's the tip. Okay, Driver.
Oh my God, such a good movie.
You seen Driver, Rob?
I have.
I mean, he does. He acknowledges. He's like,
Yeah.
sure. Want to go for a ride? Like
I like this movie.
Me
I think
too.
it's I think it's
I
one
like Ryan Gosling though.
of the guy who made
Me
this movie.
too.
What the fuck is his name?
Did you like him on that cruise boat show that he was on?
Breaker High.
Breaker High.
Oh my God, way back in the
I don't
day.
know. I remembered that as
That-
soon as you said it. So probably
Yeah. There was an episode.
He was a Mouseketeer
yes,
oh,
he
that
was.
makes sense with Britney Spears and
with
Christina Aguilera.
yeah, and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Either way, Drive. If you haven't seen it, listeners, probably one of the
Yeah.
like coolest. It's such a cool LA movie,
Yeah.
right?
He speaks more in Driver than some of the other people that we've seen up until this point.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He-
yeah.
He actually has lines.
He's
right?
not he's quiet, but he's not like not to the point where I thought like, oh wow, that character hardly spoke at
He's
all.
brutish. He's
calculated with what he says.
yes.
Yeah.
He
he's
listens more
thoughtful.
than he speaks.
Very
Two
much
ears
so.
and one mouth.
But his mannerisms, like the way he walks with the coat, right?
Yeah.
And the baseball cap in the opening sequence when
Yeah.
he's getting away.
It's
and
very mechanical and
Yeah.
calculated. And
well,
that
he's a
kind of thing.
mechanic, which is what's so like, everything is engineered with perfection
Yeah.
and timing, right? Like
Yeah.
the way he looks at his watch, the way he pulls on his gloves, like it's
Mm-hmm.
all the character is this way because of simple action.
He also moves almost like a jungle cat.
Yeah.
There's also something
interesting.
so
yeah.
unreasonably hot about a pretty boy that's like Breaking Bad. I don't know what. I can't explain it, but it's like.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking up who made this because the guy who makes these films, his follow-up film was called Only God Forgives. He makes incredibly violent films, and Gosling has done 2 of them. What the fuck is the name of? Nicholas Winding Refn is the name of the director.
Good old Nicky Whiffing.
But he
He did Neon Demon.
Yeah.
Valhalla Rising. Interesting.
That's the
He wrote that.
Mads Mikkelsen film, if I'm not mistaken. Just bringing him up here too.
You want to see what he's directed?
I got it. Yeah. Okay. So Only God Forgives, and Neon Demon, Drive, Copenhagen
Bronson.
Cowboy. Bronson was his too. Pusher was also his. They're really, really.
I haven't really
weird.
seen a lot of his movies.
No, me either. But this one was really good.
Yeah, this one had like popular success with everybody. So yeah, Ryan Gosling gets it, and like I
Yeah,
love.
Ryan Gosling can get it. Absolutely.
He can get it from me any day. I'll give
Yeah.
it. He can get it. He developed an American accent while auditioning.
Oh.
Which is why he doesn't sound like he's from like Barrie, Ontario, or wherever the fuck he's from. Like he's got that New York accent that we all love from him. But that came from like trying to do characters and it just stuck and people liked it in auditions, so he kept doing it.
Cool.
It is a forced accent, unnatural. Next on the docket, we were talking about this earlier.
You don't want to do Boo Radley?
Well, I do, but I've never seen
We'll
it.
scroll up a little bit so I can actually see it.
Yeah, like Boo Radley, pretty much don't say nothing.
You said you've never seen To Kill a Mockingbird the movie. I mean, that's pretty famous, right?
I know it's a shame. Well, it was one of those things where I had to read the book as a kid, and then it was way over my head.
Believe it or not, like the movie is pretty much almost spot on to the book.
Okay,
like it's very close, and they really maintained a lot of that. And I think a lot of people don't realize that it's Robert Duvall actually playing him.
that was such a not seeing the movie. Like all I know
because
is,
he's really young. I think they dyed his hair, and and he's got kind of like the blacked out eyes and all that kind of good stuff.
Did you see To Kill a Mockingbird?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Okay, so like,
I mean, this character doesn't play a massive role in the whole thing. He does and he doesn't kind of thing, right? So,
but when he's on screen, is he commanding? Because he's quiet. Is he dim for the time? Is that what they? Like,
I mean, it's.
I vaguely remember.
I mean, it's always harder to kind of you're going to a different era of film. It's
Sure.
black and white.
Yeah.
It doesn't the whole package doesn't elicit the same emotion all the time. And I've never seen this in the theater, so maybe
That's
in the
true.
theater it would have been a little bit different, right?
Yeah,
But
for the times as well
Yeah.
too, like groundbreaking with the topic and the subject matter and whatnot.
and honestly, I haven't seen that movie in 25 years.
I don't blame you. It's
Yeah.
Moving on. Max Rokatansky. Didn't know that was Max's last name from Mad Max Fury Road, the 2015, I guess, follow-up to the series.
I mean, he definitely played that really, really well in that movie.
He just grunted.
He was a great carrying on of this character. I really did truly enjoy this movie, but it doesn't hold the same place in my heart like Road Warrior does. But I watched Road Warrior lots when I was like a little kid. Like my dad let me watch that movie.
Really?
Oh fuck yeah!
That movie's wild.
Like I think I remember watching that movie when I was like 7 or 8.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
Yeah.
That movie's
Like
crazy.
no, and they're
Maybe younger.
Do you think that's where
My
your,
dad let me watch shit that you're not supposed to watch.
Do you think that's where your dystopian love comes from?
Probably.
Shout out to Rob's dad.
And I'm also, I mean, Avatar is still PG-13. I'm letting my 4-year-old watch.
Well, sure, but like, okay, the difference is it's not like the last legs of humanity, and they're smuggling gasoline and water
true.
across an open desert.
True.
But yeah, no, he doesn't have to do much. Everything he does on screen. He's an action star. I mean, I just don't understand why his character was so quiet. Like I haven't seen Mad Max.
I
since
think
was a
I think
kid.
it's a progression of the character, though, right? So in the first Mad Max, he talks more,
Yep.
and then he talks less, and then he talks less in Thunderdome, and it's almost like he's becoming more,
regressing.
Gets more and more introverted and stuck in his own head as he progresses through the storyline.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. I didn't know that. I love.
I don't know. I mean,
Oh.
I'm making the assumption.
I
Like
trust your assumption.
that's my interpretation.
Good assumption. I trust it.
Yes.
Odd job from Goldfinger. My mother met him on a beach in Hawaii.
That's amazing.
She has an autograph from him. I mean, he's.
I like
muscle.
I like the guy that they used to make fun of him from the Austin Powers better.
You mean Random Task?
Random Task.
That's the brilliance of Mike Myers right there. What do we call him? How do we get away with this? Random Task. No, but like the throwing of the hat is comical,
Yeah.
right? And like he really throws it with like intensity. But at the same time, he's muscle. Like he's not. He just shows up and is big.
He's just always got that stare. I think if you're gonna choose a character that's silent out of the James Bond movies, Jaws is better.
Very much
Yeah,
so.
Jaws
He can,
is iconic.
And Jaws doesn't talk really either.
no, I don't know. Emily, you remember Odd Job as a kid? Did you
Yes.
ever?
Oh yeah. Well, not as a kid. Sorry, I didn't watch Bond movies till my adulthood, but I now watch a lot of Bond movies.
Because they're all on Crave.
Yay!
All right.
Silent Bob.
I think we found a winner here. The
Bias.
The silent. Why would you say such a thing?
It's the best. Jay and Silent Bob, iconic film duo. I have never had a Jay and Silent Bob movie that I didn't love.
Which movie do you like them in the best?
I like them the best in. I think I like them the best in Dogma.
Oh, really? I like them the best in Mallrats.
I like them.
Mallrats is pretty fun.
I like them the best in Chasing Amy
Oh, Chasing Amy, but
because that's when he speaks.
yeah,
Dude, what you don't know about me could fill the fucking Grand Canyon.
he speaks once in
true.
every movie. Usually.
He does, and that's the thing is like they
Yeah.
eventually pointed out where Jay's like, stop acting like when every time you open your mouth you say something fucking prolific just because you barely fucking
The
talk.
sign on the side of the car said "Animals of Hollywood." You dumb fuck.
Oh, we totally do. From Clerks 2, do you eat pussy?
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
the pussy troll from Clerks 2 is getting its own comic. He's releasing
Oh
a
my
comic
God.
That's awesome.
called the Pussy Pants and the Troll of whatever.
That's amazing.
I think Silent Bob is easily the best at doing this because it's all facial.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
trying to use the Force in Mallrats, to,
Right.
Like, get
It's
doing
more than just
fucking-
facial. It's all body too, though.
Yeah.
Like the way he
Right.
moves himself and repositions his jacket and like, well, you know,
But it's one move, like
Yeah.
right, like when he's in Clerks 2, when he's typing into the phone and he turns around, it's just a happy face emoji, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the brilliance of doing as little as possible while
Yeah.
conveying as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's a fucking nerd, director,
Yeah.
not an actor. But this, like, if you could perfect one character, people could take lessons from how he
Yeah.
doesn't say fucking. I don't know.
I love it. I love.
it's
I
also the
love
perfect
James Bond.
dichotomy.
Yes, that's what I was saying, right? The
Yeah.
juxtaposition.
Yeah, it is the loudest kid, and I mean that's their story too. Like they didn't want to be friends, and then you end up seeing them on screen together, and they're fed up with each other all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's the romance of Jay and Silent Bob. Moving on for time, Chief in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. My God, is he heartbreaking?
I don't know this one.
You haven't seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
No, sir.
Oh, it's
you need to watch it.
It's fucking beautiful.
Jack
film.
Nicholson looking good though.
So
Well, he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
he's a
Well,
he's
it's
a
too young
baby.
for me.
Well, you know what? He's better looking in Easy Rider
He is better looking
because
than Easy Rider.
he looks rough in this movie.
I have a soft spot for that though. Like,
Was this
looking
movie?
Like
Yeah.
you've been through shit.
Is this movie before or after Chinatown?
Oh God.
Chinatown 74, 73? He won an Oscar for this and Chinatown?
He
For
was
both,
nominated
right?
for this and won an Oscar for
No,
Chinatown.
I'm pretty sure he won the Oscar for this.
Emily, from me and you being, well, all of us actually being like mental health advocates and recognizing it, it is a lesson in the times of what mental health
Yeah,
facilities.
he's won 3 times. I'm pretty sure he won for Chinatown, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
as good as it gets.
and As Good as It Gets.
Nice.
Fucking dog.
This guy's a fucking legend,
He
dude.
is.
Yep.
He's a fucking powerhouse. But so he goes in because he gets in trouble, and instead of sending him to jail, they send him here, and he brings alive the clinic. But it's him against Nurse Ratched, which Nurse Ratched on Netflix is the prequel to the nurse in this film.
Okay, I got
It's her story, and it ends up being McMurphy
Fuck, he's 86, eh?
Yeah, I read an article. He's not doing too well right now. But he goes in and befriends everybody and tries to get everybody to open up and talk about and live life. And it's the mental asylum that drives the sane patient insane.
Love it.
And Chief, he constantly cracks jokes with Chief. Chief doesn't do anything. Chief stands there, and obviously he gives them like it's an incredibly racist name, but he gives everybody like a nickname, right? Billy. Oh my God, Billy. Is it Billy or Bobby?
For what?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Billy in the end.
I can't remember.
I think it's Billy.
I will have to watch it.
Really? But yeah, he doesn't do much.
It's Billy. Yeah,
It's Billy. But like what his silence shows at the end is there's a moment where he can help McMurphy. And what you've seen him do the entire film, the same look, all of a sudden says so much at this one time.
Nice.
This is kind of like the classic stoic character.
Oh,
right?
very much.
Yeah,
very much.
like stone-faced in so many scenes, but
Yeah.
still conveying that emotion and stuff like that.
It's
yeah.
so weird because it's in the micro emotion. It's not. I don't know how they do it. Even and maybe maybe it's everybody around them doing what they're doing that's accentuating it. But
and the way they're reacting to him. And
yeah.
stuff.
Here you go. How about you read this one, Rob? It's the guy you want to be your dad.
Who, Arnold?
Terminator.
This is the 800 Terminator.
I love Arnold, man. And I mean, this movie's great because
Original listener, 1984.
you know, it's fucking awesome. And this is actually a good example of a movie where he doesn't talk at all in it.
No, and then they did they took a count of how many words he didn't say also in T2,
Yeah.
and then they figured out that it was like 100,000 per sentence he was making or some ungodly fucking number
Oh my
like
gosh.
that. He is, like, and I mean, you want to be a killing machine. I mean, granted, intro to Hollywood, so not a lot of heavy lifting, not
Yeah.
asking a lot, but
Well, prior to this, all he'd done is that Hercules movie where they dubbed over him,
Right.
and Conan.
Because his accent is really thick at this
What is-
point still, right? And
He's
so it
so
makes sense.
fucking good in Conan, though.
Makes sense.
what is best in life? To crush your enemies. In the lamentations of the women.
My goodness.
But yeah, no, he just walks around and kills shit. I mean, you can't ask more of him. So yeah, I mean, a cold killing machine, Emily.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he's definitely great in this.
And you see him like, there's that scene at the beginning where he like shows up like naked, and then he's scanning all the bikers, and then
Yeah.
he like size fit kills him, and then like
Yeah.
kills
give
the
me
shit.
your jacket, your booze, and your keys.
Yeah. You know what? It's not on here, but in a similar
honorable mention.
Similar cold killing machine, not a lot of words. Let's go back to Keanu Reeves. Can we please? In any single one of the
John Wick.
movies.
Yeah, sure.
No words, very minimal words. and all
like,
sorts of awesome.
almost all he says is, "Please don't fuck with me, because I won't kill
yeah.
you." Right?
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Stay away. Why'd you fucking kill my dog?
He barely talks at all, but boy, does he ever fuck shit up. And I could watch him fuck shit up for for hours and hours on end. Every John Wick movie, over and over again. I love
Really,
it.
it really is. And I mean, like, this is all like, I mean, it could be a little bit of the method, right? Like acting without acting, but it's also like how film started. Everything was fucking silent,
Yeah.
right? Like talking fucking pictures. Everybody had to figure out how to do all the funny, goofy things, all the over the
like
top
Charlie
things.
Chaplin.
Yeah,
No, that's where slapstick really came. That's where the slapstick.
yeah.
got its starts, right?
Buster
Keaton.
Buster Keaton, Charlie.
The fact that
Chaplin.
we don't have Mr. Bean on here is ridiculous. Like Rowan Atkinson.
Oh, yeah, that was
like,
a missed opportunity.
That's the like he never says a word, but he's an iconic character. Everybody knows who Mr. Bean
But
is.
he's more TV than movie.
I guess
they
there's
made a
definitely
film
been a
after the
Mr.
fact.
Bean.
You know what? Yeah, honorable mention though. He has bridged the world of little screen to big screen. Mr. Bean. I mean, the fucking Christmas episode with the turkey.
Yep.
That was the first one I ever saw.
There's a lot of funny shit.
There's so, and he is the embodiment of vaudeville.
There's an animated Mr. Bean now.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, like that's how well that's translated. So Keanu Reeves and Mr. Bean, those are the two. Keanu Reeves and John Wick and Mr. Bean.
Not a particular
Rowan
character,
Atkinson.
just Keanu.
Just Keanu Reeves in general, yeah.
Or like even like
I know
true.
kung fu.
how about like the first time we all saw No Country for Old Men, or no, sorry, not No Country for Old Men. The first time we saw There Will Be Blood. You've seen There Will Be Blood?
Mm-mm.
Okay, have you seen There Will Be Blood?
That's a movie I've never seen.
So there we go. The first time we all saw it, it's still yet to
So the first
happen.
time I saw it, you wait. I can't remember the count, but I think you wait 17 minutes before anybody says anything. And all you see is the start of Plainview's career from gold to oil. And you're watching it. You're watching him mine. You're watching him bring it into town. You're watching him then dig for oil. And then by the time you hear him speak for the first time, you guys should. It's a dark movie, but it's a good movie. I drink your milkshake. You need to see this scene. But it's the story of like Standard and Shell.
The ultimate method actor.
Oh God. Oh God.
The methods actor.
The first thing you hear come out of his mouth is, "Ladies and gentlemen, I've come here today to tell you that I'm an oil man." And it's a pitch to a town that just struck oil. And as he walks out, you can just see oil spewing out the side of the cabin he was in. And like everyone's like, "Oh my God, what are we going to do with all this gold money we got poured out of the ground?" But he doesn't say anything for roughly 17 minutes.
I got to add that to my watch list.
You know what we got to do? We got to end the show.
That's okay.
All right. So, listener, thank you again for listening to another episode. The easiest thing for you to do at this point to support the show is one thing: subscribe to the show. The more you subscribe, the more that elevates us on every podcast platform. And then you are responsible for making us look good, and then people hearing our weird and wacky and fun shit here. After that, though, if you want to donate to the cause, you can. We are a self-produced show. We don't need your money, but fuck, it goes a long way. So if you want to donate a couple bucks to the show, there's a tier platform on our link in our bio. It's like $1, $3, and $5. You can actually do shit with your friends with some of that stuff. You can send in requests. You get something for your $1. And if it's just $1, I don't care. That's awesome. You gave us $1, right? That's really nice of you. So those are the two ways you can support the show here. And if you catch us out in the wild, come say hello. Subscribe on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You'll notice I didn't say TikTok because I don't like an app that makes me do something I don't want to do. That's basically why I deleted it. And it made me make shit in the app. And I'm not good at making shit in the app. So it wouldn't cycle us up. Like I literally had 0 views 5 days in a row on 10 different videos.
Because you were uploading things instead of creating them.
I'm putting it in. I'm not creating in. So they fuck them. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, link in the bio there. Let you get to everything.
Too close to CCP, bro. Too close to CCP.
There's the obvious too that they're fucking gonna hack our shit.
That's because our videos aren't dumbing down society.
That's very true. We're trying.
That's why you're not getting the.
I don't feel dumber having watched it.
We're trying to educate through better cinema and television. So yeah, there you go. Real Debaters Podcast, RD Podcast, Instagram and Twitter. Real Debaters Podcast on Facebook. Add us, subscribe to us. And you'll never miss a show. You'll never miss an episode. And you'll always be just this much smarter.
YouTube Shorts of the future, bro.
Yeah, I'm taking everything off Instagram, and I'm going to reload it up to YouTube Shorts. That's just a process because we've been putting video up for like 6 months. So I'm going to take them all down and put them all back up again. Anyways, listener, thank you for joining us today. I have been...
Michael Petrow.
Michael Ralph Petrow. Rafe, Ralph, whatever.
Michael Rafe.
However you pronounce it, Petrow. Rob.
I'm Rob Rafe Strachan.
Emily Rafey Clarke.
Oh,
Raphael?
Raphael. Watch all the movies, kids. Say bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.